Just because I'm not posting about it doesn't mean I'm not working. Not all hustle is loud. I just like to move in silence and make moves in private. I don't need no validation from the internet, and I don't need no pats on the back. I'm not doing it for nobody except for my family and my future. That's all.
People keep saying, so Cal, how do I join the membership? So here's how you join. There's two places. It says join, next to subscribe, or right underneath that, that's how you join. What are the memberships? Well, we got the first one, loyalty, $4.99. Cheap as hell, guys. I don't see why everybody's not $4.99. All that is a loyalty badge and custom emojis when I'm on my live stream. That is it. The second one is VIP, which means you get the new videos before the public gets to see it. And members only poll. That's VIP access. The next one, business entry level, which is really, really important. Member only videos that will not go public. Like when I do the video on rebuilding my engine, the parts I use, what it costs, what I did, all the details, I'm going to make it a members only video, which will be right here in the business entry level. On top of that, I'll be doing a lot of business videos to help you out, structure business, start a business, everything dealing trucking and business and stuff like that will be right here on business level. So it's not that much. The next one and the last one, people say, so Cal, how can I get into your mentorship program? So guess what? The last one is the mentorship program. So that's how you got to do it. There's your answers, guys. Now let's start up this live feed and let's get it going. Remember then, hit the like button, show attendance on my live streams. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. Let's get it, people. Start this live up. Let's go.
What up, people? How's everybody doing this morning? What up, Quick? What up, Loyal Trucking? What's up, buddy? So, if you guys have seen the title, put a one in the chat. Oh, fucking son of a bitch, bro. Seriously, man. This thing did not ring not one time until I started talking. Seriously. So, but yeah, man, if you guys seen the title, put a one in the chat. We're going to talk about some good information today. You know, I bounce around between trucks, maintenance, authority, leasing, you know, all realms of trucking. And I thought this live stream might be kind of important since we're coming to the end of the year. You know, my question is this for everybody, right? But really quick, hit the like button, show attendance. But my thing is this, right? What is your trucking goals for 2026? What are your trucking goals for 2026? What's your goals in general for 2026? You know, you can shorten it up, you can make it long, you can do whatever, even on the replay game. The curse of having your own authority. First of all, we're going to talk about getting your authority. But the thing is, not everybody should have an authority. Because some people, what do you guys think the curse of having your own authority? What do you think that is? Curse of having your own authority. How can your authority hurt you? What's the curse of having your own authority? Think about it. You know, a lot of people come on here and be like, yeah, man, you know, so great having your own authority. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, having your own customers. Like my members want me to do a video, you know, as far as how to obtain customers and whatnot and stuff like that. Now, unless I have videos on private, I've done a video like that. So I'm gonna have to go back and go find it and put that on my business level member thing, even if it's on private. But just think about it. Getting your own authority could it hurt you? What up, S125? Appreciate you showing up. Getting your own authority can hurt you. What's the curse of having your own authority? See, if you're a hustler and you go out and go get your money, the authority is the best thing for you. If you're lazy, if you're lazy and you look up and you're like, oh man, let's say you don't have your authority yet and you're lazy and you're a company driver or whatever, and you're like, oh man, and you just have to just drag yourself to the driver's seat and you just hate this. Oh, fuck it, man. Now the studio's calling me. He's gonna have to wait now. Oh shit. Hang on, let me catch this call. Give me a second, guys. I apologize. All right, man. I'm back. I'm back. The studio called me, James. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, studio called. I was off the line for a second.
Oh,
So back what I was saying. Back what I was saying. Um, we're talking about just so you know, James, the curse of having your own authority and how it can hurt you, right? And the point I'm
okay.
trying to drive is people's mindset. So back what I was saying before I got that phone call, guys. I apologize. Is this right? If you're one of these kind of guys, you drive for somebody and you got to drag your ass out the sleeper, drag your butt over there on the steering wheel, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to get through this day. If you're that guy, don't go get your own authority. If you're lazy, don't get your own authority. Because what happens is, whoever it is you are, when you get your authority, it magnifies who you are. So if you're lazy, then what's going to happen is you're going to be even lazier. See, when you work for
That's
somebody, even though you're lazy, you have to go do it. You're going to lose your job. When you
yeah.
have your authority, you have no boss, which means, if you want to sit home and be lazy, you're going to sit home and be lazy and you're going to run out of business.
That's the same as just being an owner operator in general. People want to become owner operators because of all the benefits of the owner operator, but you're kind of putting aside all the responsibility of being one as well. Finding your own loads isn't always that easy or pleasurable, and you got to have a certain drive about it for sure.
Yeah. If you're a hustler and stuff like that, I'm telling you guys, get your authority, but you got to make sure your household situation is on par. You got your partner, your wife, your girlfriend at the house. You can't worry about them cheating on you, and you can't worry about they're gonna go out and cheat on you, or you're gonna cheat on them. Little bitty kids that need their father or mother at home. Like, I've done trucking forever, but if I had to go out when my kids were little, I'd go out and come right back. Other words, I'd be just rolling around, locally.
Yeah, raising kids, trying to raise kids and raise a family while you're trucking, that ain't the easiest. I mean, unless they were married into it, if they married you as a truck driver, but a lot of us are truck drivers after the fact, after marriage. So that could definitely be a burden, and that's why when I came out, I was just straight up local running Walmart and stuff. When
Yeah,
I went lease, I didn't know how the family was going to be, how the wife was going to be, how I was going to be with being out 5, 6 days at a time versus being home every night guy. But it panned out.
yeah,
I mean, 5 days was manageable.
yeah. 21 S125 says everyone can't be the boss. We need drivers. No, that's a
No,
fact. Man, that's a fact.
yeah, we need blowout operators. The
But
world don't
but the,
run without blowout operators.
yeah, but the whole thing is, I'm just trying to give you, like, you'll hear people say, "Man, I got my own authority. It's great, great, great." Yeah, it's great, but the person that owns the authority is what makes it great, not the authority itself.
Yeah,
So
numbers are numbers.
somebody's got to work the authority.
Yeah,
And here's another thing for you guys to think about. If you guys are a hustler and you guys are running and you have your own paid off truck or whatever, right? Um, I wouldn't recommend it if you're making payments, right? I mean, wherever it is you're at with it and it's working for you and you're making payments, I'd stay there. But you being brand new on an authority and you're gonna go on the low board, I wouldn't want you guys stressing out with payments and stuff like that because you're brand new. You're gonna have to learn a lot of things. You're gonna have to build relationships. It's new to you guys. You guys are gonna make mistakes. It's gonna cost you some money. So, but if your equipment's paid off, then you can bump your head and fall down a bunch of times and stuff like that and still make it through it.
yeah,
You
and you
know.
probably still you're going to want a decent factoring company in the beginning. I mean, after a year, you might be able to get away with not having a factoring company, but you need the cash flow, especially in the beginning, and you can't wait to 30, 60, 90, to get paid. So factoring companies, finding one that's going to not rip you off to the degree of 3, 4, 5%, but then also someone that's doesn't qualify anybody. You know, like everyone is declined. You know, and unless it's a TQL or something, you know, that's you know, obviously established. Where if you get some factoring companies, they don't want to factor anybody but the big boys. You know, because that's guaranteed money for them.
Yeah.
But I think factoring is important in the beginning for sure, just to get the liquid cash, just to get the flow coming in.
Here's
So
my
that's a
thing,
lot of
right?
fuel. 30 days
Yeah.
is a lot of fuel.
Here's my thing, guys. What other thing could be a curse having your own authority? Well, if you're clueless about paperwork, you get into your own authority and you didn't want to learn anything about how to have an authority, right? As soon as you get your own authority, if you don't know how to do your office work, right? If you don't know your
Back
paperwork, your
office,
back office
big
stuff, you don't
time.
know none of that stuff. The
What you
cool
need
thing
in your
with your
permit book.
yeah,
I mean, there's the whole business. What permits you need? Do you need intrastate? How much does intrastate cost? I mean, is it worth having the intrastate? Alcohol permits? Yeah, I mean, just in dry van. I mean, even reefers they might haul alcohol from time to time, but just the intrastate permits in general. You know, New Mexico, is it worth getting into Mexico, or is it better off just paying the $10 to go through it? If you're going to go through it a couple times a year, you know, pay the $10. But same with Oregon, getting the bond or putting up the $2,000 bond for Oregon for the first year, and so you're more or less filing with Oregon every month for a solid year, and then you can get that bond back or talk to your insurance company that'll cover the bond. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to it, and there's a lot of ways you can get screwed. I mean, you get pulled into a DOT, and your book's upside down, or you don't. Let's say you don't, like you've mentioned this before, SoCal, where you have a holding company, or you put the truck's name in somebody else's name, or you put it in your name, or you put it in a different LLC's name, and now it's running under your authority's name. Well, you have to have that lease contract in the truck from the owner of the truck, which would be you, leased onto your LLC, your authority. I mean, so there's just a lot of paperwork that you got to have. And even having a passenger, you still need to have a passenger waiver inside your truck. You know, if you're riding with your wife, you still need that.
The only thing that stops you from having a lease contract in the truck is if the carrier supplies your license plates. Because when you go through the DOT, they're gonna once your registration is gonna pull up, it's gonna have your carrier information, it's gonna have the carrier on the side of the truck. You know, they're not really gonna look at
the carrier's part of safety. Yeah, carrier's part of safety. So they're gonna be on the registration as a safety manager, which that's gonna be there regardless if it's your truck or their truck, they're gonna be part of the safety management. But again, if you're leased onto a carrier, you should have your own plate. I mean, otherwise, it's just one more thing that you have to do in order to leave and get your own authority. So the closest you can get to having your own authority as far as bringing in your own plate, bringing in your own bobtail insurance, bringing in your own truck, is to bring in your own plate. That way, when things don't work out, you can bounce, find another carrier to lease under, or get your own authority. You can leave with that plate, but you can lose a lot of downtime waiting on plates.
One thing about when you get your plate, though, you have to have your own IRP account. And like you can go to DMV and say, I want a license plate.
Yeah.
So now you're creating an IRP. If you guys
or find someone that does do it.
Yeah, if you're going to go ahead and get your IRP and all that kind of stuff, why not go get your own authority?
I mean,
you're almost halfway there.
I think right now, I'd say 5 years ago, absolutely, might as well get your own authority to a degree. I mean, plates, you know, you got $550 for the 2290, you got $1,200 for the plate, depending on what state you're in. That's not a lot of money. So to have your own plate and have the freedom to be able to bounce if necessary, or let's say you just get terminated because let's say you got CSA points and the carrier isn't putting up with it, or you get into an accident or whatever. or you have too many lates, or you're booking loads and not being on time, and now we're getting blackballed from carrier or from brokers. You can get terminated. I mean, where the contract is null and void. Now they take your plate away. Now you can't even legally move that truck to another company without your own plate. So, I mean, having your own plate, you should definitely get your own plate. It is easier to have the carrier pay for the plate and do the plate, because I could get a temporary plate same day or next day. You know, to get your own plate,
I can get my own plate same day.
Yeah,
and
because you're already registered and you're already set up. You can get it.
Even the
CV all it is it's just a piece of paper you put on the windshield. I mean, you usually get them same day, depending on the
plate. I get the physical plate.
We don't get the physical plate in Illinois. I mean, we'd have to go down to Springfield to get the physical plate.
Yeah. DL says, how long after you buy a truck should you buy another truck and hire a driver?
It all depends on your flow.
The answer to that is a year.
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
I would wait a year. If you're brand new with the brand new authority and brand new insurance and stuff like that, and some insurance companies won't let you put on a driver until after a year. So when you guys find your insurance companies and stuff like that, Jesus, man,
you want to grow slow. You want to grow fast, because let's say your first year insurance company is probably not going to be the greatest. It's not going to be the greatest rate. And then you're going to try shopping around for a new insurance company. And because of, if you do have massive growth in the first of the year, or the beginning of your first year, a lot of insurance companies aren't going to want to bring on 5 contractors. They want to see slow, consistent growth. So not saying that it's impossible. It's just frowned upon in some cases, where they're going to lock you in like Progressive. You can have 10 contractors within your first year. But once that first year's up and you want to shop around for new insurance companies, there's not going to be a lot of companies that are going to want to insure you second year with 10 contractors. There's not many that are going to want to get into that game with you.
Wicked, really quick. Wicked, who are we talking about in the comment? Wicked, who are we talking about? They got their own conversation going, and yeah. So anyway, back to my answer on that DL. And for all you guys, I would wait a year, right? And talk to your insurance company before, when you guys get your own authority for the first time, and you're shopping for an insurance company. Ask them, say, how long till I can put on drivers? Because some people, you don't know what their rules are. Be 1 year, 3 years, 10 years. I mean, OIDA, I think one time when I was just doing some research on them, they wanted you to wait like 5 years or some shit like that.
I'd also want somebody with like 20 years driving experience or 10 years driving experience, something like that. Yeah,
but
they're hard.
What I want to tell people is build a strong foundation. And how do you build a strong foundation? Is you work the authority first. Don't worry about drivers. Don't worry about none of the stuff. You need, for the whole year, that's your learning curve for the whole year. Even if someone says, DL, do this, that's great. But you still have to learn it. You still got to work it. And you still have to understand it. After a year, you'll understand how to do that. By that time, you'll have your audit from the CHP and whatever hiccup, things you missed, whatever. The great thing about them now is they're going to do your audit within 90 days, 120 days or whatever. And they're not there to fine you and you get in trouble. But if you don't have certain things in order, they will park you. But they're there to show you whatever it is that you're missing. Yep. Should you have your own authority before your first hire, or at least until a company and build a fleet under them? So I would not have multiple trucks under somebody else's authority, because when you want to go get your own authority, it's going to be hard to get insurance, because no insurance company, because you remember, you're brand new. I don't care how long you've been driving or how long you've been under somebody's authority. That none of that matters. What matters is when you get your own authority, you're brand new from day one. And I tell you guys about this trucking stuff. It's about a risk factor. It's always about a risk factor. So you having 5 or 10 trucks or whatever, and hey, I just got my own authority. Like that's a whole lot of money to come up with. You figure you got 5 license plates. I know in California, license plates are almost $3,000 a piece in Cali. So that's $15,000 just in license plates on 5 trucks. Then on top of that, now you got to put this crazy ass down payment down. You know, you're gonna be sitting at $60,000 trying to get your 5 trucks on the road.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think
it's
that the
easy.
experience will let you know when you can do it, like when you can add drivers. I mean, if you're just imagining, oh, I want to bring on 5 drivers first year, you can imagine all you want. The reality, you'll know the reality of whether you can or you can't, when you can and when you can't, because it's all going to be on money because it's all about money. I mean, if you've got limitless cash flow, you bring on whoever you want, whenever you want. It just comes down to money. I mean, insurance will take your payments. They'd be more than happy to take more money from you. The IRP would love to get more money. UCR wants more money. Everyone wants more money. It's up to you. I mean, it's up to you to you'll know when you can and can't, when you can afford to, and when you can't afford to.
125 says very slow because it's not forgiving. If someone messes up your numbers, it
No, it's
carries on
years.
even if you start new numbers.
Been there
Yeah, I didn't
twice.
know that. I didn't see. I learned something. 25. I didn't know that if you screw your numbers up and you go get new numbers, all that bullshit
Oh
carries
yeah.
on.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You
as
can
far
get
as
new numbers.
yeah, but as far as the fuck ups, carries on to the new numbers.
No, they
Um,
don't.
hang on one second.
You get new numbers, you start at zero again. And that's like the what was it, Traveloco? I think they got 2 or 3 numbers. I mean, they were rotating people onto new numbers because the first numbers were getting jacked up. So uh,
I don't know if they did that or not. I was pretty close to them.
yeah,
I never heard of that.
no, they did do that. I know guys that were taking and changing the numbers on their trucks, but staying with them.
But so one of the curses, like I said, if you guys are lazy, it's gonna make you lazier, right? Because when you have your own carrier, it's just you by yourself, right? So you're like, man, I just don't feel like working this week. And then that week goes by, and then the next week is, oh, I still don't feel like going out to work. My wife wants me to do some stuff, and the next thing you're just sitting. You know, what up, Poe? Poe's in the building. But so that's one thing you have to worry about. The other thing you have to worry about is this. Is like I said, learning your paperwork. Learning your paperwork. See, the one thing you guys don't want to do really is go talk to people at truck stops, talking to a lot of people, compare yourself to a mega carrier. Because the mega carrier didn't start out where they're at today. Well, I'm going to do this because Prime does it. Prime's on a whole
Yeah,
nother level than somebody starting out brand new
that's
with the first truck.
that's like running recaps. You know, Schneider will run recaps, so I'm going to run recap. That's a different game. They're playing a different game than we're playing. You know, I don't think there's a single owner operator out here that'll voluntarily put recaps. If they put recaps because they ain't got nothing, they ain't got no more money, and something's better. I'd rather take a used tire than a recap.
And then you guys have to learn how to hire people, hire the right drivers. See, it's easy to find a driver, but it's harder to find a good driver. And sometimes you can do everything in your power thinking it's a good driver. You can get his resume, you can call his previous jobs, you can look at his driving record, you can do all that kind of stuff. You know what that doesn't show? What kind of driver he is, what kind of worker he is, how motivated is he? Is he lazy?
It's
That
it's
stuff
when
does
they get
not
under
show him.
pressure. You what you need to see is when they get under pressure, because when you're going from a company job, or I'm leasing my truck on to be, and I'm leased onto a bigger company that dispatches. Now, when that driver comes over and is now finding his own loads, booking his own loads, dealing with the brokers, dealing with the Raycons and the bill ladies, how is he under pressure? Is that person gonna freak the fuck out, or is that guy gonna hold composure, or is he just gonna hate every minute of talking to brokers and trying to find loads? Are they gonna have complications even getting to stay moving, or are they gonna be setting their schedule up where they're only running a couple hours a day because they want to run nights, and then now we're losing days every week. You know, they could be great drivers. They could have a decent grasp of what the spot market is and how to book loads, but if their schedule's all janky, or they just lose their mind with a little bit of pressure, you know, holding a steering wheel and being a company driver is totally different than when it's your ass, right? Because you're only pointing fingers at yourself when things don't go right. It's a learning experience. You just got to be able to learn and take the beatings. But when your company, you're bitching if I didn't make any money, it's the dispatcher, it's this, the company sucks, blah blah. But each his own.
Yeah, I pinned the link, guys. If you guys want to join, and I just re-put it in the comments again. S125. If you want to come up, Poe, anybody want to come up? But you have to think about these things, right? So getting your own authority, it could be a blessing or it could be a curse. And it all depends on you guys. It really does. It depends on you guys, and you can learn a lot of things from a lot of people, but until you put it into practice, you have to get good at it by putting it into practice. And until then, it is what it is, right? So where they learn that one thing there's a curse of having your own authority is laziness. So laziness is going to run you out of business. The second thing is truck knowledge. Truck knowledge. If you can't go down the road and find out, shoot, my truck's doing this, I think it's this, and figure it out, and then you got to stop at every shop trying to get the load unloaded. Like they love taking your money. They're going to take your money.
That comes with
all the way down there.
That comes with being non-complacent. And when you put the truck in the shop, actually stand there and watch them fix it. Watch them troubleshoot it. Don't just drop the truck off and then go to the TV room and just, feed your face. Actually watch them. Learn something. You watch them, how they change brakes and tires and how they troubleshoot doing airlines. All this shit you could do yourself. It's ridiculous that we still have drivers out here that they go straight to the driver's room, the driver's lounge, TV room, and they're not watching and learning anything.
Here's my thing, right? I'm not gonna tell you guys to do shit that I don't do, right? And honestly, I don't. I learned that I have a mechanic that goes to my yard that does what I need done on the truck. Like, my time costs too much to go work on a truck. That makes sense, right? You guys starting out, it's not going to be probably the case, right? So certain things is good. It's good for you to be probably hands-on because number one, you're going to learn it and understand it. I've learned and understood it. I sit next to mechanics. When I started, I did hands-on a little bit and stuff like that. Today, I don't have to do that. But you want to understand the truck. Why? It's going to save you money. The knowledge will save you the money. It'll save you the money.
It costs you money too.
The shops.
Because the reality is that you tell a shop that you need something, that this is what needs to be done. They're going to replace that. They're going to replace that part because that's what you told them. And it may not be that part. So sometimes let them do their fucking job. Let mechanics be mechanics. If you start telling them, it's the expansion valve versus this, they're just going to change the expansion valve because that's what you said. I mean, I've caught that myself. Even with the Carrier, it was like a slow start. And I don't know if the starter's getting loose. Or getting weak. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. Well, what did they do? They went straight to the starter and replaced the starter. It still had the slow start. And that slow start is the ground or power wires damaged. But did they look at that? No. All they heard was starter.
That's a fact. TBE, drivers make mistakes and they're put in new situations. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. People with new commercial licenses, they're going to make mistakes. It's normal. When you're hiring, when you got a brand new carrier and you want to hire, you have to watch who you hire. Because if you get a guy that hasn't, had too much time under his belt, somebody's going to pay for that guy's mistakes. It can either be a big mega carrier or it can be your pocket. You decide, right? You have to understand something. You have to hire somebody that's going to have your best interests, that's going to protect your authority. Because you guys are going to be a team. You got to keep the points down. You got to make sure that you keep that authority clean, especially that very first year. You got to make sure that authority and everything's clean. If he just doesn't care, he's a, whatever kind of guy, he gets out there, he can kill your carrier before it gets off the ground.
That can happen with experience also. I mean, all of my guys have had 20 years. I haven't had a single contractor that didn't have 20 years driving experience. And
Yeah, but their
it
20
doesn't
years
work
didn't
out
count though.
perfect. Well,
Yeah, but
I
their
mean,
20 years didn't count. I mean, they knew about as much as a guy that with 2 years that was hands on that knows his shit. You know,
if
like
their
let's just
hands on
face
know
it.
their shit, if their hands on know their shit, they're getting their own authority. They're not leasing onto you
No, I got guys that know their
or
shit.
me
They're
or
working with
who,
me.
they're more than likely
Some
going to get
people,
their own
some
shit.
people, some people just want their. And I know another guy. I'm gonna bring him out here one time. But some people they don't want the headache. They don't want to do the
Oh, I
paperwork
get
headache. They don't want the headaches.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah,
So they got the
absolutely.
knowledge to be an owner operator. They just don't want to deal with it. Or some owner
They
operators become drivers because they don't want the headaches.
It's the same as, I'm not an accountant, so I pay for an accountant. It's no different. If you don't want to do something in the trucking industry, there's someone more than happy to do it for you, for a fee. And that's no different than a carrier or OIDA or an accountant or the lady that does my plates. Uh, if there's shit I don't want to get involved with, I pay someone to do it. And that's kind of what leasing under a carrier is doing. It's taking care of all the bullshit that you don't want to deal with, but it comes at a cost. And if you're okay with that cost, what's the problem?
What's up, 125?
Hey, what's
Welcome to the
going on?
show.
Yeah, I was just telling you, I wanted to make sure I was clear. It won't affect you as far as like brokers, but it'll affect you with your insurance company because the underwriters is gonna check all your affiliations. So it will affect you as far as like how much your insurance is gonna charge you. So if you think if you got a for example, if you have a high safer score over here, and then
Hmm.
you know, start new numbers, you're gonna have a high saver score over there with the insurance companies only. You see what I'm saying? Even if you
Yeah.
dissolve the first authority.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the
So I
brokers, you
know.
won't have
So
a
I know what
situation with the
drivers.
brokers.
Yeah, I know what drivers they have. Remember, I've always been my own carrier, right? So this mega carrier shit, I have the knowledge, but I forget some of these words of some of this shit. But what do you call that shit? The driver's points or whatever. Not on driving record, but is it that not what
CSA,
do you call that
Yeah,
shit?
the
PSP
yeah.
or some shit.
DAC.
When you hire
Hmm.
drivers, that can carry over to you too. You know, if their
Yeah.
driving record's fucked
Well,
up.
if the driver's got CSA points, I don't know. I mean, that's on the PSP and the MVR is going to have a little bit of that, but the driver carries those points. The carrier holds it for like two years, and the driver's 3
3.
years, or is it 3 and 4?
I thought it was the carrier was 3,
Might be
but I'm
three for the
I'm not
carrier and
hundred
four
percent.
for the driver.
Yeah, because I
The
think
carrier
what
is a
happens
little
is
less.
it lessens as time goes on. So six
Correct.
months
You
to a
lose a
year.
third. Yeah,
Yeah, because it's
yeah,
times 3. The
After
point.
6 months, what it is you keep the points, but they get weaker.
yeah, yeah.
Weaker.
You lose
So
a
Yeah.
third like once a
it's
year or
like a
something like
bankruptcy.
that.
It's like a bankruptcy. When you first get it, it's strong as hell. Nobody wants to touch you, but after
Yeah, but
midway of
it's
a
by
bankruptcy, people
category
start
too.
looking at you. Yeah,
So if you got a bunch of points for lights, they only gonna put you on for lights. Brakes is only gonna be for brakes. So they just times that by the 3.
yeah. So 125. So tell people, since you're on here, man. Tell people your experiences as far as what's the curse of having your own authority. Everybody wants to talk about the great things about having your own authority, but I think people need to know the curse of having it too. That way they got both
That was
sides,
the one.
before they do it.
That one right there. Having your reputation carry on. Because the insurance company is basically your boss. Your
Yeah.
insurance company can put you. You can be paying 10,000 this year, next year 20, next year 80. So, if you can't afford 80,000, you're out of business no matter what. That's why you have to make sure your safety records are good, and and things like that, because it'll take you out of business no matter what. Even if business is great, even if you made $1 million that year, it's like they can put you out of business fast.
Yeah.
So I
What you
would say
guys,
that's a curse.
yeah, what you guys got to realize is no matter how much money you're making, you are the business. And if you put on
Yes,
drivers,
sir.
they are the business.
6666.
Hang on.
All right.
Damn, who
Appreciate you,
wants that?
brother. Thank you.
God, damn. I wouldn't have took that load.
You got pizza,
666. I wouldn't
baby.
have took that load. They couldn't pay me.
6666. Last four digits
Hey,
of
I
the
only looked
phone,
at
baby.
first three. But
Well,
yeah,
four is an angel's number, so that's
no, sevens are 777.
But
no.
what do you mean by but what do you mean exactly? Because I guess that's just a curse in the business.
What's that?
Um, what do you mean? You said it's a curse. What do you mean by that again?
Take a
So the
plate.
curse of having your own authority is,
Curse of having your own
like
authority.
when you're late. If you're lazy, right?
Hmm.
The curse is having you having your own authority and have your own power to do what you want to do without having a boss that makes you do anything.
Oh, you don't have the
You know?
fire under you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. So it's a
Somebody
curse,
pushing
right?
you.
Because you're gonna sit home because you're lazy, and then you're gonna go out of business because you ain't working. So that's
You have
so
to be
too much.
self-motivated.
Correct. So having too much on your plate as far as what's the word I'm looking for? Help
So
me
in
out.
that case, the freedom would be the curse.
Freedom. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So the curse is too much freedom for a
Yeah.
lazy person. Because you can just come out here one day a week if you want to. You can come out one day a month if you want to. You have nobody to answer to but bills.
Thank you.
Hmm. Yep. So I would
So
say
so
the
so yeah. So the freedom is the curse.
yep.
So again, another thing, a curse of having your own authority is hiring the wrong kind of drivers. Brand new authority, hiring the wrong kind of drivers, they're going to run you out of business. Lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge is a curse of having your own authority.
Hmm.
What up, Mark? Check, check, 1, 2, 3. What up, Mark?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
He'll get his sound together. But in this trucking shit, man, if I was to tell anybody the best thing in trucking is take your time.
Yes. The good thing is, it's a lot of bad, and then there's some good too. Because the good thing is you can make money different ways. Like I went to a washout yesterday. Well, it was a reefer repair guy in Kansas City, near Edwardsville, and the guy and his wife, they ran a business where they had a washout, a trailer repair place, and they had a trucking company all in one building. And the guy, the actual owner, he actually was doing the washouts of the trailer. So him and his wife was the secretary. So they're making money, 3, 4 different ways right there. So that's, it's some
It's a good.
benefits. It's a lot of
Yeah.
benefits to it. I think it's called Kansas City Reefer Solutions or something like that. Yeah,
So
they
125 and James, so you guys know, I'll probably be going. So I'm trying to break down this authority, right? Because we're towards the end of the year, and a lot of people for next year, they maybe January they want to start stuff, right? So
mhm.
this live is going to be the curse of having your own authority, and then
Oh, then you're gonna do
tomorrow,
another one. Okay.
yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go live on the benefits of having your own authority, or the best things having your own authority, or something like that. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I'm trying to break it all down. That way stuff don't get missed, if that makes sense.
Right, right. Yeah, that makes sense. So what I'm
That what
getting
that
from it, like,
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. Go ahead, brother.
I'm thinking that the good is the curse. Everything that's good is like the same thing that make you laugh, make you cry. It's like the money, like you think that's your money,
That's
and
gonna
you go
confuse
spend
people,
it.
bro, because that's
It,
exactly it, man. Because
yeah,
the
you
freedom
think
can give you a curse or it can make you a blessing, bro. It's
the
like,
money can be the same
yeah,
thing. You know, you get this money and you just made all this money this week, and you thinking, oh, I can go buy this new car, or I can go do this. Then insurance renewal come up, or tax season come up, or a breakdown come up, and you don't have the money no more. You know, like sometimes things hit you all at the same time. You know, like
let's
it can
and let's
be
talk
good.
about that. Let's talk about the
Uh,
breakdown thing you're talking about. 25. What up? What up, Hit?
What's up, man? Audio okay?
You're perfect, man. You're
yeah.
perfect.
Just in here for conversation, listening, going down the road. Y'all keep talking.
Absolutely.
The
So,
breakdown
so
seem almost oh my fault.
no, you're good. So here's the thing, right? When you guys go back on cash trucks or lease trucks or financing a truck, when you're brand new in your authority, right, and you actually have a crazy ass breakdown that's going to cost more money than what's in your bank account, let's just say, right? If you have your own truck, now I don't recommend it, but just because I don't recommend it doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's not there, right? The benefit. The benefit is this: if you have a cash truck, and I'm not talking about a $2,000 junker in the backyard, but if you have a cash truck or you paid off a truck and hold a title, and you have a major breakdown, you can always put the title up. Even if you have bad credit, you can always put the title up to get the money to fix the truck. If you're making payments on a truck or leasing a truck, you don't have that ability.
You
Hmm.
might be able to
Uh,
refinance. You might be able to refinance.
can't refinance a lease truck.
It's not a lease truck. If you're doing a
Yes, I
lease
said a
truck and
lease
you got a,
truck.
yeah, but if you have a lease truck that has a catastrophic failure or a large failure, that's why you walk away. But if it's
Some of them are,
finance, you
but
can
yeah,
refinance.
yeah, you can refinance if you have equity in the truck, right? But right now people are
Mhm.
losing equity like crazy in trucks. Truck prices are dropping. You might have had equity last year, and this year you don't.
You think
Agreed.
so? I think truck prices are getting more expensive.
Hell no, they're cheap as hell, bro.
I think what's happening is smoke and mirrors. What's happening is you have a lot of trucking companies that are running double clocks, and you see these numbers, you see these years of these trucks, but they have 1 million miles on them. If you go try to get a truck 2022 with 200,000 miles on it, they might get you for 80,000, 90,000
Yeah.
still, especially if it has a Cummins. So yeah, of
Yeah.
course, if you go to the auction and you see a truck 700, 800, 900,000 miles, you're gonna get a deal, you know. But
I
that's
wouldn't, to be
not
honest, I
really
wouldn't even do.
the
I
best,
wouldn't even go to an auction to buy a truck right now
right?
because right now I have, and this is just my opinion. I think people, especially if you're brand new, I wouldn't want to do the auction thing because number one, you're not experienced enough to look at pictures to find out the condition. At an auction, you can't ask questions about what's going on with it, right? I would always tell you guys go to Facebook Marketplace, right? And yeah, you're right about that. 125. If it's got low miles, the banks love that. And I always tell you guys, the banks control the value of your truck, right? People can think their truck's worth $100,000, but if the bank's only going to give you 50, 9 times out of 10, the other guy ain't got the other 50. So now guess what happened to your value of the
Yeah.
truck? It's got to go down for the value of the loan, right?
The bank doesn't
So
have a blue book on semi. They go to truck paper and see what it's going for.
no,
If they
no,
feel that it's
they
Mm.
I don't know where it's at, but they got some sort of they got some sort of a loan value blue book thing for semi trucks.
my bank's never. It's always been off a truck paper or something to get the average
Yeah,
of what a similar truck is going for.
I know insurance
That's
companies do that, but as far as loan companies, they got their own situation going on. But another thing is this, right? So back, so we don't get off topic and stuff like that. The curse of having your own authority is not knowing how to pick the right truck for your very first adventure, you know, of your business. If you pick the wrong truck, or not just the wrong truck, but if you get into the truck the wrong way, that could be a curse. What am I saying about that? Let's say you go to the lot. Let's say you find one for 300,000 miles on it. What is Peter? I'm going to speak on Peterbilt. Now, they have extended warranties, right? But let's say this. You go get a Peterbilt, the warranty is 2 years, 250,000 miles. You find you a Peterbilt, whatever, 2023, whatever, 300,000 miles on it, and they want all the money for it, right? They want 100 grand, let's say. I'm just bringing numbers up just to make a point. They want 100 grand for the truck. You finance this truck. You got a crazy ass payment. It's your very first truck. You have a new authority. Your interest rate's crazy. You're excited because now you got some commercial credit. 2 months down the road, you drop a sleeve on the engine. Right? Now, SoCal, I'm going to get a warranty. Here's what I learned about warranties. This happened to me. If you drop a sleeve, warranty don't cover dropping sleeves. Unless you ask to make sure they cover it. I dropped a sleeve on the Kenworth Cummins within 30 days of me buying some off the dealership, and they didn't cover it. So that can be a curse, right? Is not getting the truck the way you need to get the truck to where you can survive in the business, you know? So that's another curse. Quick, what do you think? What's some curses?
Curse? Wow. Huh. There's too many. I can't even think of them right now. Well,
Running into the wrong mechanic for the wrong thing can be a curse, because
There you
even though
go.
you go spend 10,000 on a repair, doesn't mean it's gonna be fixed. So you can spend 10,000,
Yeah.
come back and it breaks again, and then you spend 5,000, and they say, "Oh no, it was this 3,000 over here," and then so that can be a curse.
Oh no, Papa John.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Marcos.
no, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Hang on one second.
Where you at, Best?
Jacksonville.
Oh, dude, I just left. I'm in Florida, heading to Pensacola.
Yeah, we had a 24-hour drop trailer drop Sunday morning. I said, well, can't I just drop it Monday? No, got to be Sunday. So
Yeah.
kind of screwed up the reset. But then when I dropped the trailer off Sunday, they said, well, no one's going to touch it till Monday. So it's 24-hour, 48-hour drop. So here we sit waiting for the phone call to see if it's going to be done today or tomorrow. But
I'm working my way to Phoenix. Phoenix or
the rates
Vegas,
are too good to be true. There's a reason why. There's a reason why.
So Atlanta says if you borrow your way in, you'll borrow your way out. Yeah, so one of the curses about having your own authority is like we covered, and I appreciate S125 actually thinking of the word that I was trying to come up with, freedom, right? Freedom can be a blessing or a curse. The blessing part we'll cover probably tomorrow or the next day. The curse of it is too much freedom, to the wrong person, right? And the second thing is this. Hang on.
I think a lot of it's the pressure also. I mean, the freedom is fine as long as you got the money to pay the insurance bill and to fix the truck when it goes down. The stress is when you're leaving on a Monday and you're going to have to float the fuel, and then much less any breakdown that happens that you're kind of screwed. It's that stress level that you don't have that, the backing of someone that's, in charge of your payroll that can float you on the particular rate con that you currently have to spot you a little bit of money off of that. So it's when you're on your own, you're on your own.
Jeremy says cash is king. What I think, man, is cash is always king, but I always, if you're going to run a business, right, you can't give drivers cash in a sense, right? So you have to build some. If you want to run a business, you have to treat it like a business. You got to have some kind of credit and also some kind of money in the bank, right? You want to have both. The curse of freedom
going to be a breakdown that's more cash than you got. Then what? Now you're out of business?
So Jackson said the curse of The curse of
Sometimes.
freedom is misdefining what freedom means. Jackson, tell us what the definition of freedom means. Tell us. So yeah, so picking out the right truck, hiring the right drivers,
Know what
um,
mechanic to deal with at what, for what
building
particular
yep,
thing.
building relationships with great mechanics. You know, here's the thing. Something goes wrong with the truck. This is where your knowledge comes in, right? The guy can says, "Oh man." First of all, I want to tell you guys this, right? Jeremy, be respectful, Jeremy. Be respectful, Jeremy. You guys got to be respectful in here, man, or otherwise you won't be in here no more. So one thing about it is this, right? Your knowledge. You're not gonna see me wrenching and working and stuff unless I feel like it for fun, right? But I don't have to. But the thing about it is having the knowledge and understanding, right? So if something's going on with your truck, hopefully you're going to have some understanding and knowledge of kind of what's going on, right? So when you do go to the mechanic and they do want to bullshit you, you can catch them on the bullshit, like S125 is talking about, right?
Yeah.
So just because something's going on with your truck and you pull it in, and say, "Oh, we found the problem." Understand, mechanics, they're like salespeople. They're like salespeople. They can dictate and understand if you're a dummy or you're knowledgeable. If you go in there like a dummy, they're gonna talk in circles and getting y'all confused. They're gonna talk in circles and get you guys all confused, and then slap you at the price. It's like a knockout punch, you know, in boxing. You know, jeez, man. So they're just as good as a salesperson, especially if you're not talking to the mechanic. If you're going over there and it's a lady or somebody behind the counter, they're made to be salespeople.
Yep.
Make sure you guys can go somewhere where we can actually talk to the mechanic, not the little rep behind the counter.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, you guys might not know things. Talk to the mechanic so when you have a situation, he teaches it to you. Okay, Joe, so that was the problem. It was a U-joint, huh? Yep, that's a U-joint. Oh, okay. If you don't mind me asking, because I'm learning, what makes you think it's a U-joint, just for future references? Well, when I grabbed the drive line, and it had a lot of movement. Oh, okay. Or how do you know it was the U-joint? Well, the U-joints have caps at the end, yeah? Okay, one of the caps are missing on one of the U-joints. Good thing you brought it in. You would have dropped the drive line. Oh, shoot, I appreciate that. And that's how you learn, by asking questions. You know, put your pride aside and all that stuff. Humble yourself down, ask questions. A smart man in the room is the guy that has the questions. That's a smart man in the room.
And not in the TV room.
The dumb man is the one that sits quiet and don't say shit and act like and speaks and act like he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
I've had a couple of those also, those so count. I had guys that just kept trying to work on, my shit. And they were just like, why? I've never had to mess with batteries before. But no, you're playing in the battery box every day. Or messing with the starter, or messing with the APU, you know?
One thing I want to tell my drivers is I hire you to drive the truck, not to work on it.
Yeah.
For me, if I'm not there to look at it, I want professionals' eyes on that thing to look at it. Because if it's one simple little thing that's real simple, right? And this guy doesn't know better, and next thing you know, he makes it worse.
Agreed.
Now instead of costing you $800, it's gonna cost you $3,000. What up, Fran? Fran says credit is king. Why can't you pay it? Why can you pay it and turn around and use it again? Can't do that with cash. Once that's gone, it's gone. So you need both. Yeah, that's what I said. You need both.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
love
that.
Fran.
But I think you need both. I think it needs to be balanced, and I do not think credit is king.
Yeah, I'm that bitch.
No, credit ain't king in this market. It's not. In the
No,
COVID
not in this
market,
market.
credit was king.
Let me guys tell you something about credit, right? Let's just use that, Fran, for example, right? let's say you guys want to go buy a house, or better yet, let's get the excuses out the way. Come on, fucking let me mute this motherfucker, man. Every time I go live, bro, I swear to God, everything's got to come out the woodwork. Let's just say you want to buy a business building, right? They look at credit cards as debt, even if it's paid off. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
Well, yeah,
If you're
it's
trying to get a
potential
loan,
debt.
if you right, so if you're trying to buy a personal house and you got all these cool credit cards because credit's king, and you got a zero balance, mortgage companies look at that like, hey man, you know what? That worries me with all these credit cards. This guy, because he has access to, and you know, stuff like that. So
Having
because you can
access
go buy
to
the
it,
house
I mean, he's
because
sitting at
you can buy
0%. He's zero.
because
Obviously, you
because
can handle it.
because I'm trying to finish this real quick because
Yeah.
when you buy the house, right after that, you can swipe the shit out of all those credit cards and get hell in debt. And if you had them all maxed out, they wouldn't give you the loan.
Right, but that could happen the same as if you have zero credit cards, you got a good credit rating, and then you buy the house, then you apply for all these credit cards and max the hell out of them. It is what it is. You can only be judged
Man,
per se
that's a whole different ball
but
game,
it's
bro.
the
That's
same.
apples and
But
oranges. People's
it's
okay.
credit
Let
being
me go back.
abused.
Let me go back to coloring and the coloring books and crayons and shit. Let me go back. If you're trying to buy a house, because people are saying credit is king. See, if you show up to go buy a house and the house is $500,000 and you have cash $500,000 or $250,000 or $300 whatever, that's going to help your interest rate on that. Why? Because it brings down the risk factor. See, everything in personal business is about a risk factor. Risk factor, risk factor, risk factor. You can have all these paid off credit cards, the risk goes up, but don't go down. If you have more cash, the risk goes down, not go up. And that's why that says where it sits.
But that's to say, see, this is like waking up and being born with $1 million in a bank account. You have to acquire the cash.
I'm gonna let you talk. Trust me.
I know you're talking circles, but
no, I'm not. So the whole thing is this: when you're trying to buy something like a house or something big, right? Yeah, you can go get credit cards down the road, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to bulletproof the plan for you today to make sure you're going to be successful enough for that loan. And so when you have paid off credit cards, they look at that as debt. If you had zero credit cards, they can't look at it as debt, and they're going to give you the loan even faster.
I understand. But the reality is that if you qualify for the loan, you're getting the loan for the house. It doesn't matter what your credit cards have. I mean, your credit cards do the speaking in the same token that shows that you're responsible with credit and you're responsible to not have everything maxed out or carrying it at 10 or 13, 15% of utilization. So they also look at that and say, okay, he's responsible with his credit. I don't think it's a game changer. Like, I'm not going to be able to get a loan because I have too many credit cards. That's to buy a house or to buy an investment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not trying to go far right to far left. I'm just trying to prove why credit's not king, right?
But
it's good to have a balance of both. It's good to have balance of both, right? And know how
but in the beginning,
work for you.
In the beginning, credit is because in the beginning you need credit because
not if you got cash.
There are breakdowns.
If there's a hundred, you got 100.
That's a big if.
Right, no big if, right? Cash is king, and I'll tell you why. Because cash will pay cash for anything you want.
If you have it, right? It's easy to get a $20,000 credit card. It is difficult to get $20,000 cash. See the difference? So when you're starting a business, and that you may need that $20,000 that your little sweet ass ain't going to be able to create or make before something breaks. So to have that fallback of that credit card is what's going to keep you in business, not cash, unless you just automatically have $100,000 already before you even start this business. But this is trucking. This is a pennies game. We don't come out with tens of thousands. I came out with $100 in my fucking pocket.
But that's your story. When my first truck,
that's your story.
I had over $100,000 cash. I was going to buy a brand new one cash. Chose not to. I bought a 98 Kenworth W900. and spent 30, 40,000 customizing it, making a show truck before it even came out. Now, let's just say
that's awesome,
so
but that's a one story out of a million other guys.
So everybody has their own story, right? And there's no story that's greater than another. Everybody's story is what makes them, right? But that's why I try to tell people, right? You want to have both, right? You want to have both. You want to have some credit.
You want to have both.
You gotta have
cash
to pay the credit card.
It depends on the economy. The economy
the
determines
credit card,
whether the credit is king or not. When money is plentiful, everybody has money. Money is cheap. So then credit is good. But when money right now, everybody don't have money. So money is king because it's exclusive. It's not so many people that have cash on hand. So it's very important right now to keep your cash for sure. But you definitely got to have your credit. So
yes, if we could agree that we definitely got to have credit.
Yes,
I mean, I'm running on zero credit currently, but but what I've got to stay out weeks at a time to acquire the cash.
So let's talk on that real quick, right? So you're running on zero credit, so you run on cash. Your business is running that going down the road. Now, if you have zero cash and all credit, you can't pay on the credit.
Well, right? I also drove a couple of weeks with illegal brakes. I had to drive a couple of weeks with illegal tires. I had to do shit.
Don't put all that on.
No, it's all fixed. It's all fixed. But what's illegal to me, or what's illegal to the DOT? But it's a questionable situation. Once brakes had done, guy says, you had a little bit longer on these brakes. But in my opinion, they were past the line of where I want to be. So I'm doing shit I don't want to do. Had I had the credit, boom, I would have just done it. I'm going to have the money in the future to pay for those brakes. But without the credit, I have to wait to actually acquire the cash to do it. If I had the credit, I would just get it and then pay it when I got it.
And again,
that's your story. You're prolonging shit. I've had an oil leak for over a month now that I'm dumping a gallon of oil every fucking day. And what was it? It was the gasket behind the air compressor, that gasket with the O-ring. Well, it was $600-700 to get that replaced. But again, that's something that I had to acquire that to get that fixed. Okay. That's something I had to deal with, $40 a day in oil.
Right. So that's your story, and there's nothing wrong with it. But everybody's got a story. Cash. Let me tell you let me tell you my cash story.
I got $100,000 million in my bank account, and I just go get it fixed. And I have my mechanic come and do it in my yard. That's your story.
Did I tell you your story? My story was I was bored like a motherfucker. I have a truck with a 1.1 on it, and I chose to go get the engine rebuilt. And
you didn't choose to because they had 2 slip sleeves. That fucker needed it done.
No, it did not have no slip sleeves. There's nothing wrong
with it. You had 2 and 4 slips.
Wrong. 0. Nothing was wrong with that engine.
Posted on the YouTubes. Yeah, 2 and 4 sleeves slipped on that. You even showed the sleeves on video. Yes, you did.
No, I did
not. You showed the sleeves on video.
That wasn't that truck.
I did not.
That was a different truck. From a long time ago.
He's confused it from 100.
Right.
See, we got
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We're sleeping in class, goddammit.
You're putting the video up, and then you're putting old videos up of another rebuild. I get easily confused.
All you gotta do is look at the dates of the bitches. So there's nothing wrong with this truck, and I chose towards the end of the year, and I chose to get the engine rebuilt, and I paid cash. Why would I go finance the fucking engine rebuild? I paid cash. My 389's in the shop. I got 2 trucks in the shop at the same time. The 389's in the truck, right? Because I got a lot of stuff happening next year, and that's my little toy. And so I put it in the shop, so it's in the shop, getting a lot of things done. I'm paying cash. Why finance something? If you finance an engine rebuild, it's going to cost you more money to do it. When I drive off and it's paid off, guess what? 0 debt.
Yeah, it's better to use cash now. You can get better deals because people don't have cash. Everybody financing, everybody credit.
Just because somebody else has, just because somebody has a story and they're out of cash, doesn't mean that, it is what it is, right? So with me, I could do credit. right? Now, certain credit cards, right? I do stuff and I pay it off like in a week. I only do it because I get money back, right? So the only thing better than having cash, 100% of your cash, is having 105% cash, right? You use a credit card, they're going to give you money back in the next day or a week or whatever. As soon as it shows up, pay it off. Now they're going to give you money on your cash. Welcome back, James.
I got a phone call, Ritchie Brothers. Want me to buy more
Everybody
stuff.
knows I buy some shit.
You know what?
Ass.
Wait, I'll be back.
Yeah, they're calling aggressively. They must have a lot of trucks they ain't getting no bids on.
Yeah, but I mean, just all you guys got to do is just think about that, right? So here's what I want to tell you, right? If you have too much cash and no credit, it won't run you out of business.
Well, that's a good problem.
If you flip the coin and have too much credit with no cash, zero cash, it's going to run you out of business.
No,
Well,
not necessarily.
Green. Yeah, because it takes cash to pay the credit off.
Right.
Well,
Credit don't pay credit off.
But see, this is what you're missing is that when I pay $1,000 on a credit card and then let's say 200,
How'd you
I
pay
still
the
get 800. I
How'd
still
you pay
have
the
800 because I had to make it. So how am I paying cash if I ain't making cash? Just because I'm sitting on it?
On the
No, 'cause you have to
$1,000,
make
you
it.
use what? Okay, come on.
So
Say
you
it.
can pay the 1,000 on down.
Yeah.
You could
No, I ain't letting you say shit you said. How'd you pay
you
the
can
credit
pay
card?
it down
James?
and still have availability of 800. Because
With what?
listen, you're not getting paid in fucking credit. You're not getting paid in credit. You're getting paid in
Says who?
cash, SoCal.
Says
Oh,
who?
for
Some
fuck's
people
sake,
pay
dude. You want to
credit.
go round in circles on cash or credit because you ain't got credit, you got nothing but cash, or you don't need it because you got 20 years experience. So I'm all cash liquid. Hey, that's awesome. Everyone's trying to get there. But to shit on a different fucking plan and give people a narrow-minded idea of like, I don't, cash is king, cash is king. And then that's what they run their fucking business plan on. And they piss away their fucking cash and go out for just a $2,000 breakdown that they don't fucking have. And they don't have it in fucking credit. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I wish everyone was flushing cash like your ass, but they ain't.
No,
They
number one,
ain't.
I said it's good to have a little bit of both. I said it's good to have
It is good to
evened
have a little
out.
bit of both. Yes, I
But-
agree.
But the point I'm trying to say is, if you have a whole lot of cash and no credit, you can run your business. If you have a whole lot of credit, no cash, it takes what to pay the credit? Cash.
Oh, God. So you're saying that cash is better than credit. And I disagree immensely. You need the cash. Yes, you're going to get paid in cash, but you got to have that get out of jail free card. You got to have that. And cash ain't going to give that to you. Cash ain't giving that to you. I know you got rebuild money up your fucking ass that you volunteer rebuilds, but not everyone does. Not everyone does. And when you
James, it's
don't,
not a-
either you hope that your engine will last to a rebuild or you have a fucking line of credit. Period.
James, this is not about me. It's not about you, right? It's not about my story. It's not about your story. It's not about who's doing it right, who's
But
doing
if
it
you're
wrong.
going to tell
None
a
of that.
story, then let's
But
tell the whole story and not a one-sided story.
But the reality is the reality. And the reality is if you have cash, it's going to keep your business running.
If
I
you
do
have
tell
cash.
people it's good to have both. You want to have both, right? But you don't want to run on 100% credit and zero cash.
No,
you just
you
don't
can't
wanna do
run a
that.
business with 20,000 going on credit cards and 10,000 going to credit cards. You can't do that. Obviously, you have to have more cash than
I mean,
credit.
people can do what they
because
want to do, but I'm trying
Yes.
to tell people how the best way to stay in business. You know what I mean?
Yes, you have to have both. So fix your credit before you buy a truck.
Well, you
That's
don't have to
again where
have-
these
so here we go
cash
again.
trucks, because they're
don't have
$20,000,
to have-
$10,000.
Yeah, we don't
But
have
you have to
both.
have cash. You have to have cash.
Yeah, you
Well,
have to
getting
have
cash as a company driver with home expenses and things of that nature is very difficult to come up with $30,000, $40,000.
For some
You're going to be
people.
at it for years. For
Only
a lot
for
of
some
people,
people.
majority of the fucking people.
I don't think it's
Majority of
majority.
people. What's the average truck driver make? What's the average truck driver make company? What's the average? I don't give a shit. Hauling hazmat, flatbed, whatever. Van, reefer. What's the average truck driver? National average of what
I
a
can't
truck
answer
driver
that.
makes.
I don't know that because everybody.
The averages is out there.
Yeah, they all make great money.
The averages are out there.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to home expenses and things of that nature. And in order to save the cash, right? To save the cash. If you can save 40 grand, then you probably aren't really going to be in need of credit per se, because you have that saving ability. You have that saver mindset where everything's save, and you don't spend a lot. You're probably going to be good with just cash. You probably won't ever need to touch credit. But when you have home expenses,
you just
and you
told
have
me, James, you just
Okay.
told me. Yeah, you just told me you're running on 100% cash and no credit. Is what you just told me.
I am.
Okay, congratulations. You're gonna be happier.
That's not what I want. That's not what I want.
What's up, Green?
I'd rather have my credit cards, and then I could just put the truck in the shop when I want to and get it fixed, versus running it not on par until I can get the money. I don't like that part. I don't like that part at all.
What's
But
up?
like this
What's up,
wiring
Green, man?
harness.
Let's let everybody have a turn to talk real quick. And green.
I got one thing to say. If you're struggling as a company driver and not making it, you shouldn't be going to buy a truck and be an owner operator. You need to get your shit right at home first before you go and step into that. Go ahead, Green.
I agree, but not necessarily the recipe for success. I mean, again, I bought my first truck with $100 in my pocket. I knew I could make money with Schneider. With even leased on with Schneider, I knew I could make money because I had the SFI truck for 3 months. And the only thing that was killing me from a paycheck was that truck payment. But if I could buy a truck, I could stay on Schneider and it would have been fine because of the cost difference. Now, of course, you're going to throw in the maintenance and all that other stuff, and you're absolutely correct. But there was revenue to be made.
Hey, James, I got someone going to be here in 45 minutes to give me some cash, not credit. He's going to give me some cash.
Yeah, baby. Some cash.
Let me ask
Lots
you a
of
question.
cash.
Look, check this out. Let me ask all you guys a question. Even the people in the comment section. Motherfuckers want to say credit is king, and some people want to say cash is king. Let me ask all you guys something. If you work for me and you haul a load, you want me to give you credit or you want me to give you cash?
So you get paid in cash. That's a silly question.
No, it's not.
Yeah, damn.
No. Would you want me to pay you in cash or a credit? I owe you. Hey man, you got
I'll
credit.
take EBT. I'll take EBT. Is that an option? Can I get that?
You're gonna pay me in cash, or we ain't working together.
I like to have EBT. Hell, I'll take an IOU if that's all you got. I'll take it.
Everybody that says the credit is king, I got some loads I need you to haul, and I promise I'll give you guys some credit, some company credit.
That's asinine.
Hey, it's not a silly question. It's an obvious truth.
Well, yeah, it's obvious truth that you're going to get paid in cash. Hence, that's how you pay for your truck. That's a loan. That's credit. The way you pay for your fuel is a loan. That's credit. How you pay for your insurance, you pay payments. That's credit. It's all. What do we talk about? Like nobody's got fucking credit out here while we use it every fucking day. Every day we use credit.
You assume that everybody pays payments on their insurance. Some people just cash it out.
Yeah, you cash it out because it does you absolutely zero good to cash it out because a good insurance company. Now, if you got a piece of shit insurance company, then yeah, they're going to charge you for paying monthly payments. But if you got a good insurance company, it's the same price regardless. So yeah, maybe you do pay all up front. I pay monthly payments.
Let's let Green and Quick.
That's a line of credit. That's a line of credit. Fuel cards, line of credit.
Excuse me.
We're all using it. We're all using it. I mean, unless you're using Mudflap and it comes directly out of your checking account, you're a fool for using Mudflap. Mudflap is trash.
Now you're calling people names now.
No, mud flap is trash.
But that's your opinion.
It's a fact. I can look at the prices
No.
on mud flap and I can look at the prices on Nastic. Nastic is better. Unless you want to go to some Haji Mart and get water in your diesel, you could do that. I mean, save a buck. But that's what you're going to get.
So Antonio says mud flap is not trash. What are you talking about?
A what?
Antonio says mud flap is not trash. What are you talking about?
Get Nastic. You'll see a difference. A huge difference. Mud flap. And then you got to waste another 30-minute break in the fuel island while you go in there and get this stupid fucking code so you can come out here and finally pump your fuel. No. Not efficient. Mud
There you
flap
go,
is
Jason.
trash.
Jason Andrew Jackson said mud flap offers you a credit line.
Well, there you go. You got a credit line, but it's still trash. You still got to go inside and mess around with them twice, right? Because now you got to get your fuel receipt. So you're going back and forth from Fuel Island, just trying to get fuel. It
See,
still
here's
isn't
where
a
people
good
get
discount.
here's where people get confused on YouTube. People's story is their story, but just because their story don't mean it's factual for everybody. Everybody's got their own story and the way they do things, right?
Opinions.
So no, I mean it's not an opinion. It's still factual, but it's your facts, right?
Mud flap is garbage.
So it's not an opinion. So you've had a bad experience with mud flap, right? That's a
I've
fact.
never used mud flap. I looked at mud flap and I get a better discount with Nastic. So it's big bang bada boom. I've done my research. I didn't just blindly go to mud flap because somebody on TikTok says it's a good fuel price.
Okay.
I did my research.
Mud flap. Okay. So something in your trucking career, right? Whatever it is factual, right? Your story is factual. It's not opinion, it's factual. But it's your fact, right? It's not everybody else's fact. They got their own story that makes facts, right? It doesn't mean it's an opinion. It's your story, which makes it your facts, but it's yours.
It's
you own
two
it.
separate fuel cards.
Their
Which one
story-
gives a better discount?
I'm not talking
It's a
about
fact.
fuel cards. Let's
Oh,
just
I
get
don't
blinders
know what
off.
we're
We're not talking
talking
about fuel
about.
cards.
Oh,
So everybody else's story, whatever it is their facts, right? But just because you got a story
no,
that's
it's their
factual,
story. It's not a fact.
they got a story. Oh my god, damn, bro, you really
Yeah,
don't get
it doesn't matter. No, I
it.
don't.
Does get it.
I don't get
If
it.
you go down the
Everyone
road, let
else
me give an
gets it.
example. You go down the road, you blow out a tire. You go down the road,
Yeah.
2 days later, you blow drive tire. You go down the road again, you blow another steer tire. You go down the road,
Yeah.
3 days later, you blow 4 more fucking drive tires, right?
Yeah.
The fact is, you just blew all the tires off your truck that week. That's a fact. That's your
Yeah,
story.
that's a fact.
But the
Yep.
fact, but because it's your fact, doesn't mean that anybody else driving a truck, they're going to have the same problem as you and blow all their tires out next week.
But is it potential that it could? Because if it could happen to me, couldn't it happen to you? So it is kind of a fact. It's
If everybody's
plausible.
blowing all their tires out, it's because they're not doing their air pressure properly.
Oh, I agree. So that
So,
might be the fact is that I'm not doing my air pressure.
So it goes back on knowledge. But the point I'm trying to tell you, which you're missing it somehow, I don't know how. Am I not explaining this properly, you guys, or something?
I don't think so either.
The fact
Clearly you're not.
is, if
pretty
you
bright.
blow all your, if you blow, you showed that. Shit. I'm trying to explain with magic markers and crayons and shit, and you're pretty bright.
James, quit eating the glue. It's not for that. It's for something else. Okay.
Yeah.
The point I'm
Candlestick.
trying to explain is everybody's story is their fucking fact, but it doesn't mean that's going to be somebody else's story.
Well, what are we talking about? What are we talking about now? Like, because we're talking about fuel cards, and then you want to throw in this fact thing is fuel cards, or are we talking about the 4 drives or the cash and credit? Where are we at with the conversation that is story is fact? Where are we at? Because if we're talking about fuel card, that is a fact. It's a fact that Nastic is better than.
We're talking
than
about cash,
Mudflap.
and cash is king or credit is king. We
Oh,
haven't
yeah,
detoured from the story.
I'm
But
actually.
just
I
because
don't give
you
a
brought
shit.
about a fuel card and shit and detoured the
Yeah.
motherfucker, don't mean the story hasn't changed.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you go. Cash is king. You win. Love it.
Appreciate
Run
it.
with that. Yeah,
As long as
absolutely.
we understand.
yeah. Cash is king.
And the guy coming over, he's going to give me cash, not credit. I don't give a
That's
fuck
right.
about no credit.
That's right. You don't care. I don't
let me ask
either.
you guys a question in the chat. You go to Best Buy, you pay cash and you buy the TV. That thing's a hunk of junk, and you want to take it back, and they say, or you go to Walmart or whatever, and they say, well, look, sir, we can either give you your cash back or we can give you store credit. What the fuck you guys gonna do? Oh,
Or
man,
you have to prove.
hang on.
Or you gotta
Let me
give a
finish my story.
receipt.
Let me finish my example. Man,
Yeah.
hell no, I don't want cash. Credit is king. Please give me store credit, please. I'm dying for store credit.
Oh, come on.
Go ahead, bro.
Come on. It's already money wasted. And if the TV broke, you're going to go buy another one. So store credit's just as fine as cash.
But you might not want to buy it over there because the first one broke. You might want to go somewhere else and go buy a TV.
But see, they took care of you. So that's actually the whole reason why you would want to stay there is because they took care of you when it did break. But you can talk in circles. I can talk in circles. I mean, it's like role playing. Like every scenario has a scenario that
I'm trying to give you examples so you can understand.
I know. I understand the example, but it's just story time. I mean, it's a story that I'm not that fucking retarded. I mean, you could just
not
speak
that
English. Retarded. Yeah, I'm not that retarded. Yeah,
not that.
I'm not that retarded.
You did say that, so.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of bright. Think I'm bright. I like to think I'm bright.
I'm doing paperwork. That's why I haven't been reading the comments. Trying to get this done. So, Green, I see you're relaxing at the house.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know, so what is the ideal way to enter the trucking industry?
Stack of cash. Right? I mean, that's right. You got to have a stack of cash.
I can only speak on what I did, right? And I came in. Here's the thing, right? You don't have credit when you start the trucking industry. You only have cash.
You got personal credit.
That's why you don't
have a corporation.
I didn't have no cash. I didn't have a big stack of cash, and I didn't even have credit. It took years to establish credit.
Yeah.
But you gambled and it paid off. I mean, that's a huge risk that you took.
Every business is a gamble. No matter if you have a stack of cash or a stack of credit, every business is a gamble.
I understand, but you have to be in that mindset that you're coming in with little or nothing, just like I did. I came in with $100 in my pocket. That wasn't even enough to fill up the fuel tanks. You have that mindset that you know you could be successful. You know you have that drive, and you know what you need to do, and you're willing to do it. That's not a common commodity out here.
No,
people come to be owner operators thinking that I'm going to make more money. Where him and I come in knowing that we know how to get it done to where we can get to the money. Some people are under the impression that it's already given. Like they have the idea that these lease purchases that I'm gonna work for a company and get more money. I'm gonna make more money as a lease operator and pay for a brand new truck. That's ridiculous. You're not going to make more money, but that's why they become lease operators, because they're under the impression they're going to make more money and pay for a brand new truck.
Is that why they do it? I think.
But when he came in, they can't afford the freedom. That's the problem. They can't afford the freedom. They want the benefits of the owner operator without the fucking responsibilities of it. So that's all they want is the freedom. Where he and I are alike, because that's not why you ask anybody else. You ask for anybody in the goddamn orientation, or ask anybody in here, why would you want to be a lease operator? And they'll give you all the reasons why. I could go home when I want. I can go where I want. I don't have to leave if I don't want to. I don't have to chain up if I don't want to. I can do this and I could do that. It's all the benefits. But are any of them going to say, because I have control of my destiny, that I have potentially an opportunity to purchase a fucking truck where otherwise I wouldn't have an opportunity? So where I can go and lease onto someone and get on the spot market, to potentially then owning my own authority, to bringing on contractors and routing the way out of the truck? Do you think they say that? No, they say the obvious, all the benefits of being the owner operator. But that's not the mindset that he and I had when we came in with fucking nothing. That we knew we had what it would take to do this.
The reality is, I can't say all, right? But a lot of lease operators have a different mindset than everybody else, right? But really quick, FJ just gifted 5 memberships, man. Appreciate you. If you guys got a membership from FJ, please thank him, please, guys. But so here's the thing. Now we're gonna get off track of topic, but I just want to prove a point, I guess, since we brought that up. A lease operator says, I'm gonna be a lease operator, not a company guy, because I want to go home. And then the reality of all that, they become a lease operator and they can't go home, because if they go home, they come back negative and it takes them 2 or 3 weeks to get out of the hole. So that they don't go home.
Yeah, but that's
Do you
the
see
same
how
as
that bites in the
us,
back?
per se. That's the same as us if our payments were come out weekly. You know, if our payments for insurance came out weekly, truck plate, all that stuff came out weekly in a controlled environment, we also would be coming out in the hole.
I don't
But
think
instead
so.
we pay monthly.
Because
pay monthly.
if you have a paid off truck, you make more money. And you're a carrier, you don't pay them no 20% or 10%.
Why are you under this impression that a paid off truck is nothing but fucking cash flow? With a paid off truck, you're talking about a truck that's got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles on it when it's paid off, because not everyone buying brand new trucks with cash. But that maintenance, that paid off truck, those payments that would have gone to a truck are now going into maintenance. That money is still gone.
How do you figure? I haven't spent shit on that 16 blue Freightliner. I haven't spent shit on that thing. I just now started spending after 3 years. Just started spending some money on it. One thing I've really done on that thing is oil changes, belts, hoses, and some tires.
Let me speak
Like
on that.
Truck.
Hey, let me speak on that real quick, because what I think are basic. It's not even what I think. It's what I know. What I know is this: is that when you have a paid off truck, okay, and I'm not saying you can't do it, but it wouldn't be the wisest thing to do, but you can do it, is running OTR coast to coast. Most individuals who have paid off trucks, they're not running coast to coast because they don't need to. Because you can make, a decent amount of money with a dedicated run. I mean, I've done it for years. So I think
the dedicated is boring to me though.
No, you know what? You know what, James? It is. But no. Yeah, he's right. It is, but it is. To me, it is too, because I've done it for so many years. But the reason why it becomes that way, James, is because it was it was beneficial. So we stayed in it for so damn long.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I like the 1,000-mile or better runs myself.
Me too.
The shorties, when I first came out, I was running shorties, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, no. Hey, James, I think the same way as you. But what we're thinking is, and I'm not gonna say you, I'm gonna say me, is that because I'm out there now over the road, and honestly, I don't want to drive a paid off Kenworth W900 through Illinois. You know what I mean? In the winter when they're dropping all that. No, I
don't either.
All that salt. I don't want to drive down the 70 in Indiana going to Ohio with my, with my lower Kenworth W900. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But there are guys who do it, and I'm not saying that they're dumb. They do it. Right. And they know what to do though. They know how to circumvent it. They know how to, navigate through it. I'm not one of those dudes, but I see it, and I see it the same way that you do. But for so many years with the paid off truck, I mean, I'd rather run a Penske lease down I-70, because that way
agreed. Agreed. Yeah,
but
if you're going to do it, use somebody, bust up somebody else's shit.
Yeah, bust up somebody else's equipment. Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
So Chase Nanjack says, I don't put 60,000 a year of truck notes into my maintenance.
Yeah. No. Hey, Chasen is absolutely correct. That's why I'm saying it's not that taking the paid off truck isn't beneficial to do it. You can do it. But what I found with the paid off truck is exactly what James says is true. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, James, is that what I've seen is that the more miles that I drove my paid off trucks, the more my maintenance increased. So I found a sweet spot that I didn't, as long as I stayed within a certain amount of miles, I was very, very profitable. Therefore, I did not need to run coast to coast. I was able to run a dedicated run, a dedicated lane, and still be way profitable. And
myself, I'm not all about the profit and loss at this point. I don't give a shit about the profit and loss because I truly don't.
Okay, but
I truly don't.
James, no, James, I understand you too, because I was a fleet owner, okay, multiple trucks, and now I'm driving 1099 contract. So I'm not all about that either right now. I know I can do it, but I'm going to tell you, when I was raising a family, I was all about my profitability.
Yes. Oh, agreed. No, and I agree 100% when you first start out and you have a large overhead. Agreed.
Yeah, but today, James, I don't care either. I make my money, and I agree with you too.
Yeah,
and
because the end program is to rebuild the carrier.
And both of what you are proving is this, right? Everybody has a story, and your guys' both stories are factual, but it doesn't make, because it's your story and it's factual for your life, that it's factual for anybody else, because they got their own story that's factual.
I understand. Right? We could keep saying that the story is factual or it's a fairy tale, but we're also speaking on what the benefit is for the authority, or the nightmares or the curses of the authority, meaning that we're speaking to people that don't have authority, that maybe want to get their authority. So then our stories are actually factual. That's something that the people that have zero authority, that are looking to authority, should sink in a little bit as an opinion or an idea of, and they could pick and choose what they want out of it. But
hey, James, check this out, James. As we were talking, I was seeing this, and tell me if you agree with this one. What I think and what I've seen, okay, based upon like when you were describing about the guys when they go for the lease and you ask them, why do you want to do it? You know what I mean? And they give you all those reasons. What I think and what I see is that people confuse owning that truck with being a business owner, because there's two people. There's like a McDonald's restaurant, right? A McDonald's restaurant, there's an owner operator who runs and operates a McDonald's, right? Correct. Yep. But if he's not the owner, he has to be there. If somebody doesn't show up, he has to come in. He has to fulfill. He has to do the fries. He has to mop the floor. You know what I mean? And that's what we see as business owners. I mean, as truck owners, that if something isn't done, we have to clean up the mess. We have to do it. And that's what I see and hear, is that people don't understand that distinction, is that there's a business owner that what he does is he's on vacation. You know what I mean? And he's making phone calls. He's on a computer and he's watching everything, right? But he's not hands-on. Versus some of the owner operators, not all of them, because I'm not gonna put everybody in a box, but some owner operators, we're hands-on. I was one of those hands-on individuals, because I don't miss the 2:00 in the morning phone calls. Hey, the truck won't start. I don't miss all that stuff no more.
No.
Or better yet, and SoCal knows this, getting the call at 2:00 in the morning when your driver done turned the truck over on the side of the freeway. You know what I mean? And the highway patrol's calling you and saying, hey, your driver's right here, and you're like, damn, did anybody die? You know what I mean? And then who's got to get up? I got to get up. I got to drive down there. I got to go, you know what I mean? Make sure this guy's okay. See, so there's a difference there, because there's a person like Warren Buffett who's a business owner, right? But he ain't getting that phone call where he's got to drive down there. All he's doing is getting the phone call, and he's making the right adjustments, right? So there's a different distinction between the owners and the level of ownership that you have. And people think.
But the reality, Green, is before we surpass that, the reality is you didn't have to go to the hospital. You could have the tow truck is going to tow it. He would have called you, said, hey, man, you need a ride, let me know I'm here, or whatever. You could have sent him over, whatever.
Right.
You didn't have to go at all, but the person who you are, you're connected with the person, you chose to go.
Right. But my point was with James, when we were talking earlier, I mean, did that make sense what I was saying, James, about the distinctions and the levels of the ownership? Because there are owners that they do not participate. They just go to the meetings, and you know what I mean? And so I think people, when they talk about freedom and buying their time back, there's a difference in that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because Because when that
So
truck breaks, yeah, you are going to make a phone call. But if you can't get
it's
nobody out
different.
there,
It's different,
yeah.
bro. And I'm explaining
Well, that's why I
why.
said there's a
You know,
distinction in the levels of ownership. That's what I was saying.
you know my guy Ricky, right? You know what he
Mhm.
does, right? He's an armed bodyguard, all that stuff, right? So yeah, Buffett's been in Lancaster. I don't know if you know that. All these solar panels and stuff like that, his hand is in all that shit out here.
Right.
And yeah, we're trucking, so we show up for truck, but he showed up to Lancaster, Ricky bodyguarded him, and he came to go check on his projects out here.
Right. And that's all he does. Bro, I was down there in Austin, Texas, over there when they were building the Tesla Gigafactory. And guess who was there? Elon Musk. And everybody was ooh, ah, goo, goo, gaga over Elon Musk.
I don't.
Okay, of course. A business owner's going to come down. He's going to say, but what we're saying here, bro, is that there's a difference in levels of ownership. And there really is, bro, because Warren Buffett ain't there all the damn time.
Yeah. It's passive ownership where you
he'll
pay
make a
people
guess.
to handle the problems, and then the man who's actually going to handle it. Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Warren Buffett will make a guest appearance. Elon Musk will make a guest appearance. They will show their presence because what they want is they want the people to feel a certain way so that they say, okay, yeah, this is the person that I'm working for. This he cares, right? Because that's part of being a boss, bro. Those are the mindsets of ownership. And he displays it. That's why these men are successful business owners. But when we're talking about trucking, bro, because there is a mindset out here that, and James just described it. It's true. People think and they say, oh, since I got the truck, I can do whatever I want. No, you can't. Because when you own the truck, you have a customer and you have to fulfill an obligation to the customer.
Yep.
Every time
for the company now.
That's right. You are the company now. That's right. And if you want to be above that, then what you got to do is appoint people and you build your business structure. Let's look at the dude for Prime.
Correct.
Is the dude for Prime out there running a truck? He ain't running a truck. You know what I mean? But he's got a gang of trucks.
The whole thing too, guys, is and I'm going to try to get us back on topic, right? But the reality is this, right? If you're a starting owner-operator, things are going to be a little bit more different for a guy starting up as an owner-operator as far as a owner-operator with one truck that's been doing it for 25 years. You know, the outlook is a whole different situation. This guy's been 25 years establishing himself. When you're a fleet owner, right, you have different things going on as a fleet owner a little bit than you do as an owner-operator. Now, really quick, Green. The title is The Curse of Having Authority. So that's what this actual live stream is all about, not fuel cards and everything else.
I wasn't talking about fuel cards. I was talking about
not you. That's at James. That's at James before you showed up.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't talking about fuel cards.
I've been trying to stay on topic, and we went all around the block and trucking and back. So, but it's cool because they learn, right? But so this live stream is. What's the curse of authority? The next live stream I'm gonna do is the blessings of authority, right? I'm trying to break it down so people understand the goods and bads and difference of the breakdowns of authority, so they can understand it in case next year in 2026 they want to get their own authority, if that makes sense.
I would say this, that the cursings of an authority is that the buck starts and stops with you. And if you don't got the mindset, if you think that it's just a cakewalk and that you can just do what you want to do, you're wrong. You can't just do what you want to do. You can and you can't. You have a customer, and your customer dictates what it is that you will do and you will not do. Because if you don't appease your customer, you will lose your customers, and then you won't have a business.
Right.
That's a curse of having your own authority.
So this goes back what we said earlier is freedom. Freedom is a curse because you have the freedom to be lazy. You have a freedom not to do that stuff. You can, and people in the beginning, they're not going to.
Well, hold up.
Hang on. And the people in the beginning, they're not going to have customers. They're only going to have low board stuff. Maybe. I can't say everybody, but
it's still a customer because but if they book the load, bro, it's still a customer. They're still, you know what I mean? They still got to fulfill their obligation. They can't just drop the
broker
load.
Could not be a customer anymore.
Actually, they do do that. Some people do that. We've seen
Yeah,
them
I
do
agree.
that,
They do.
you know, and going on the low board is a little bit different than dedicated. Dedicated, yeah, when you're dedicated, that's your bread and butter. You better be on point with that stuff, you know. On the
Well, you
low
got to
board
be on
stuff,
point of everything. You can't just drop the ball because it's a broker freight and it's not a customer. You can't just drop the ball and think everything's going to be all right.
so
You
here's the
still
difference,
have to.
James. Here's the difference. When your truck broke down, you were loaded. You called up your broker, said, "Hey, man, I'm loaded. Figure it out." Didn't you?
No, I wasn't figure it out because the trailer wasn't movable, so we couldn't just power only it until the trailer got fixed. Now, when we
But
broke down, I've never failed off of a load. Well, that one where we had the turbo actuator done, that shit's going to
yeah.
happen. That's no different if it's
No,
a customer
I'm trying,
or a broker.
I'm
You still treat it
trying
with
to
the
show
same
the difference.
respect.
So what
There
happened
is
when the
no
actuator went
difference.
out? There is a difference. What happened when the actuator went out?
The actuator went out, went to the shop, and got it fixed, and then we never finished the loads after that. But we also contacted the broker and let the broker know what was going on so he could contact the customers because there was a multiple draw. And then we also, we sent the receipts. We sent the receipts to the broker, let them know that listen, we just weren't taking a fucking vacation off in California, that we actually got work done.
But didn't on the truck when you had the wreck, right? Didn't somebody take your trailer and go unload it?
Yeah, for the wreck, for the accident, yes. But
Right.
no, they didn't
Is
take
it?
the trailer. They took the trailer. But again, it's communicating with the broker, no different than we're a customer, right?
Don't read
Now,
more into what I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show you
Well, of
something.
course
Don't
not,
read more
because
into
you
it.
just want to then
answer.
just dumb it down as much as possible and tell me what you want
I
me to tell you.
did. I
Because if
did.
you want me to tell you what really fucking happened, it is not going to be in your little fucking circle bubble of whatever the fuck you want me to say.
It ain't a
You want
circle
me to tell
bubble.
you
Just
what
tell them what
happened?
happened. You don't have to
I'm not
generate
trying to
this whole
fucking tell you
bullshit.
what happened, motherfucker. I'm
Then
trying
tell
to tell you
me.
exactly what happened.
Tell me.
God,
Tell me, damn it.
Hey,
I
Hey,
called the broker.
Hey,
I
hold
let
up.
him know about the accident,
Yes. Continue.
but
Don't stop.
the trailer had damage. The
Yes.
trailer had damage. Well, they're not going to
Yes.
touch anything in the trailer or the truck until the insurance comes down there and the adjusters come down there and give the authorization to fix or not fix. Okay?
Right.
So, with all that being said, that's going to be a few days. They gave you the authorization for the trailer. They fixed the trailer. As soon as they fix the trailer, and I'm talking to the broker daily about what are we waiting on and what are we doing. As soon as I got verification that the trailer was done, I called the broker and let them know it was ready, and then I signed over the interchange to where they can allow another carrier to pick up that trailer and deliver
Okay.
it.
Now pause that part. On dedicated, right? I'm gonna speak on me. Dedicated. If something happens, it doesn't matter if I'm going cross state lines. It don't matter if it's the buses. It don't matter what it is, right? It don't matter if it's the dry van shit, whatever. On the dedicated shit is this. If something happens, I have to call one of my trucks that are on my insurance policy and pick that load up and go deliver it. On yours, you called up the broker and said, "Hey, buddy, the trailer's ready to go. I'm going to sign this piece of paper authorizing whatever." And then the broker found somebody to haul your load and finish the journey. And that is the difference.
Yes, I understand. But when you're doing dedicated,
that's the only point. That's the only point I was trying to say.
Okay. Yes. Is there wiggle room around that? Yes, there is. I mean, there's cases where there's accidents, things of that nature. One, you're not the only one with the contract. You're not the only one that is hauling said freight. This dedicated lane. Now, let's say you are. This isn't the case where you would have to either rent a truck and deliver it yourself. I mean, and I could have done that per se, other than the situation that I was in with no line of credit. I wasn't able to just stay down there for a week waiting for the fucking trailer to get fixed because I don't have a line of credit and I can't rent a fucking trailer or a tractor to finish the load because of no line of credit.
Hey,
So I only did what I could possibly do, and that is allow them to rebook the load and repower it. It's the only power I have.
So if you want to tell somebody on authority, because I got 9 minutes before I got to get off. If you want to tell somebody who's starting authority, not some guy that's 25 years in and all that kind of stuff, we're trying to help. Remember, this whole live stream was trying to teach people this thinking about getting their authority in 2026, right? So if you want, what's up, Green?
I can answer. If your goal is that you want freedom, then I would recommend, if your goal is to truly say, I want to be able to run when I want to run, I want to be able to run whatever I want to run. If I want to go home, I want to go home. If I want to drop a load, if I want, you know what I mean? If your goal is that, and you want to be around the house, then my recommendation to that individual getting into the trucking industry is get paid off. Get a paid off truck, get a cash truck, find a regional dedicated lane around your area. Because if you go get a brand new truck or you go get a lease truck, which we've already heard and seen all these people that do that, you're not going to be able to make those decisions. You just ain't. And it's not because you're not an owner. It's not because that truck isn't yours. It's because the system that you bought into dictates what it is that you can and cannot do. So my recommendation to somebody who wants freedom is get a paid off truck.
I would agree with that.
Just
Run a
like
dedicated short lane, short hop, where if you break down, the tow job ain't that big, or if you got two trucks, you can recover the loads yourself. Absolutely. Play a tight game.
Play a tight game.
If home time is important, if home time is important, then run tight.
Just like when I started with a paid off truck. When Green started, he started with a paid off truck. See, the crazy thing is this, right?
I started with a $6,000 paid off truck.
You just pissed James off now. Oh, you just pissed off James now. God dang it.
Hey, James.
He'll tell you how big of a piece of shit it is.
Hey, James, everything you said was true. That truck was beat up. It was a jalopy. But you know what, James? I made the most money in my 20-year career off of that little truck.
That's and that's that mindset. Is a truck a tool, or is the truck an extension of you?
Come on.
If the truck is a tool, then it's a tool, and it doesn't matter what it is. It'll get the job done. When I first started, a truck was never a tool to me. The truck was an expression of me or an extension of me. But I ran tight because home time was important. So I was running, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, a little bit of Kentucky. I was just running, staying in my little circle. But now that, wife's with me and everything, I mean, we just go wherever the fuck we want. And I'm telling you, I could do this for a long time. Doing that little tight circle shit is exhausting. I just got no interest in booking loads every day.
Yeah,
I just don't want it. Yeah,
I agree with you, man.
But what you're saying with authority, and I agree with the both of you guys, is you have their freedom and choices to run how you want to run. Nobody's dictating how you're going to have to run.
Your business dictates it.
You choose with your freedom how you're going to run.
No, you choose staying in business or not being in business.
No, because people can be in business.
I mean, I would love to be home. I love to be home every week. I'd like to be home every 2 weeks. The business doesn't allow me to. No, I can't.
Sure you can.
The business
you can go get an
doesn't
end
allow me
dump.
to.
They don't have end dump. They don't have construction work and end dumps and stuff in your area.
James, hold on,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna get the end dump.
Exactly. You
line
can.
me
You
up.
just don't want
Line me
to.
up with that end dump. Yeah. Line me up with that end dump. Yeah, you're right. I choose not to.
With his freedom, he chooses not to.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because home time is more work than I want. To be honest with you. Because it's short runs. It's hanging out in the Midwest. It's more work than I want. I'd rather do what I'm doing and not get the home time. I'd rather do this.
It's not that it's not there. You choose not to.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to define what you guys are saying. I'm just trying to define it so people understand it. Because we don't know if people are watching us or watching us from a phone from a short bus or not. So we just got to break it down.
Longevity.
Everybody can't be James.
More often. Yeah, I can go home more often, but longevity, I'm not going to want this career longevity-wise. I'm not going to want the business longevity-wise. But doing this, I could see myself doing this for a very long time.
See what I like.
Myself out.
James,
what I like.
I say the same thing, man. I say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I find myself, coming to that conclusion that you just said right there. because there's something in this industry that there's something for everybody. The go-getter, the overachiever, you know what I mean? The one who's laid back, the one who wants to just do certain things. Because I love driving. I love driving. And I love getting out there, hitting that road. You know what I mean? I love that. I hate the freaking phone calls. I hate dealing with brokers. I hate dealing with low, personnel. I hate dealing with shippers. I hate dealing with direct freight. I hate that stuff. I can't stand it. I can't stand the people. I can't stand, you know what I mean? Because everybody's got their hand out. Everybody's got their hand out, and they think that we're the millionaires, right? Like as if they're doing us a favor for hauling their freight. Nah, I ain't doing you no favors.
Exactly.
And I can't stand them people, and I don't want to be around them.
Agreed.
Hopefully, I don't get demonetized, Green Lantern.
Why?
For what?
What did I say?
No, not what you're saying. What you're playing in the background. I just noticed it. It should be okay. If it does, it
Oh,
does.
that's too far away. Yeah, that's too far away.
Can you hear the sound? Do I need to turn the sound off?
No, you're good. I don't think I can hear it. Sometimes YouTube is weird, bro. Let me tell you. And Chasen can vouch for this, right? YouTube is weird. They'll take videos down. You don't know it. They'll violate you. They do all kinds of weird shit, beyond getting demonetized. Like, if they do that, it's whatever. But they've done all kinds. No, you're good, though. But, yeah. Fucking Chasen was showing a goddamn, what the fuck was he doing one time? He was showing the stock market or some shit. They took his whole channel down. He showed the stock market. Oh, he turned it all the way off.
Well, if it's, that's like, I don't know. In some cases, it's proprietary information. You pay a membership to see something, and then you put it out there. That might be terms, but yeah, YouTube's weird, and everyone else is weird. It's like you're playing somebody's song, they want to demonetize you, but they don't demonetize you. Well, they demonetize you, but then they give the money to Sony because it's Sony's song. It's ridiculous.
I said the wrong word. It's not demonetized. I was worried about is them fucking with the video. Like I've had on one of my videos, I had to go. Actually, Chase Ninja Jackson had to show me. I had to go into my after the live was up. He showed me how I can go in there and cut it and cut pieces out of it, where it made YouTube happy.
Yeah, because they'll let you know where you fucked up. They'll let you know where you fucked up. And then other times they just, take the whole thing away from you.
Yeah, the money part I don't care about. I just want them taking the video down because we got too much information knowledge on here for them to want to take a video down or not want to share it to other people or whatever.
Yeah.
Like copyright, if it's a red mark, they won't put your video out there. Only people who see it maybe is your subscribers. They won't put it out to new viewers or none of that kind of shit. It's retarded. So in this live stream, we figured out the hell. Oh my God, bro. Are you serious, dude?
Another reason why you don't want to be an operator.
Please resend. You sent them on an old email. The fuck, bro?
Yeah.
I gotta do this paperwork all over again, man. God damn, man. I thought I was done with fucking paperwork.
There's your curse.
Yeah. There's Roy. Hang on.
Paperwork never ends.
Hang on.
It's getting warm down here, baby. Turn on the AC.
It got chilly last night, man. I had the funk heater on. It's down to 40.
I just let it work. I don't want to be clear because I didn't want to keep you.
Yeah, I got chilly, but that sun, man, is like this crap turns into a fucking microwave. I mean,
yeah. Wait till when the sun goes down and get a little nippy, though.
Yeah, it was nice. Well, yesterday was chilly. We had the truck in the shop for the compressor gasket just leaking, dude. Spraying oil everywhere. I mean, the whole underside of the truck is covered in oil. The obviously the axle and the springs and the fuel tanks, fucking rims are getting fucking covered in oil. So we got that fixed. Got a truck wash kind of pinpointed where we're losing all this oil. And dude, I got a truck wash and shit. I can never where the fuck I am. $130, man, but they hand brushed and I mean they did the engine. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Fantastic job. Yeah, it was T something truck stop, I think. Where? Oh, it was west of. It's west of Jacksonville. It's not a TA though. There's a Love's across the. I believe it's
Yeah,
Love's, and then there's this
there's a
this
brand
mom
new
and
Love's
pop
over there.
joint.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's west
Yeah,
of Baldwin, west of you know. I can't remember. It's on 10, but little
Yeah.
hey guys,
dumpy.
check this out. Instead of me ending this, man, Green, Quick, and James, I'm gonna let you guys host real quick, and
Okay,
use these guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
they did a hell of a job with the truck wash. Other than leaving, I had to wipe it down because all the dirt from the blower fan just covered the truck again. But
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, we're just out here riding, trying to get to Phoenix and might go to Vegas. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens.
yeah, that's Vegas. You
Yeah.
said?
What's
Did
that?
you say Vegas?
Yeah.
Did you say Vegas?
Might spend some time in Vegas, yeah. I don't know. Just take some
Yeah,
time
I'm
off.
ready.
But I'm not gonna do it. Dude, I got out of Indy right as it started snowing. And the
Oh,
cold
wait.
dropped in.
Hey,
Yeah.
you were up
Got out
there?
of there. Oh yeah. Yeah. I went to PRI to the show, then and I said I got out of there just in time before it got all shitty.
Yeah,
Man, I was there.
left.
I was there when it was. I had to sit over there at that Love's all day Saturday because man, that road. I didn't. It's not that I was afraid of the road and the circumstances. It's the people,
People.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're crazy.
Yeah.
You got these Indians that ain't never seen a winter before,
Hey,
And they're
bro.
driving
and then you got the
hundreds.
crazy
Yeah.
four wheelers.
Man, I was running. Okay, up Marshall. Right? Is that Marshall, Illinois? And I was
Yeah.
coming through. It's just a little 2-lane up there on the 70, and I was in like that thing. You know how they call it like Star Wars. Looks like you're in warp speed with the
Yeah.
snow.
Yeah.
Okay. So the dude in front of me, he stopped, but he was in the middle of the lane, and I couldn't judge that he was stopped. Right, we're rolling like 30, in between 30 and 40, because it's snowing like crazy up there, man. And I'm rolling. I'm not flying, but I'm rolling 30, 40. You know what I mean? I can't judge. This dude's got his four ways on, no triangles, no nothing, man. Dude was stopped in the middle of the lane, bro.
Oh my
I
God.
looked to the left to try to pass him, right on the left side. There was cars on my left. It's snowing. I try to brake, bro. I'm sliding. I said, oh, shoot. I had to go on the right side, man, to pass that idiot up. And that's the stuff that I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
Those dudes right there, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
you've seen the accidents. Someone will spin out. Next thing you know, everybody's running into them, and then into you, and then it's just. I ain't got time for that. I'll stay south, man.
Right.
We're staying south. We'll come
I
up for
don't
Christmas
fuck
and we're
around with
shooting right back down.
Yeah. How's the weather? Oh, it's good. Okay, I'll come home for a little bit. Yeah. I ain't got
Yeah.
time for that.
I'm looking at the weather. It's supposed to be in the 40s a couple days this week, so
Exactly.
that'll thaw it all out. And then I'm boogieing back out on Friday after.
Yep. Come down here. Well, we got freight everywhere, so I just pick where I want to
That's
go, and
just
that's what
exactly. Freight's everywhere. It's just, am I going to make more money in the winter up north? Sure. But
Yeah, well, will
an
you?
accident or something like that, is that rate going to do any good when I'm in the ditch?
The
No.
road shut down. The truck runs like shit. You get shittier fuel mileage. You got to deal with a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Freezing this, freezing that. You being cold.
Pass.
You couldn't pay me to be cold. Fuck that. I'm gonna stay down here and just ride.
I'll take 50 cent a mile less and
I'm moving.
run down here.
That's how.
Yeah.
That's how I'm moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know,
I'd rather be
I don't
moving.
work check. I don't work check to check either. So I just ride around.
Yeah,
That's it.
that is
Yep.
it.
Ride around. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. That's the way I look
think
at
I
it,
want to be
man.
stuck here another day.
Get on there to Wildwood.
We already
I did.
did.
Okay. I didn't stop.
Wildwood? Oh yeah,
I didn't
Wildwood would be
stop. I kept
tits.
going. Yeah, I kept going.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, James, do you smoke cigars, tobacco?
I do. Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
did you know that that big cigar companies over there, man? Is it Cigars
Thompson.
International?
Well, Thompson Cigars in Tampa.
Okay, yeah, but I think Cigars International is somewhere over there by Jacksonville. I wanted to go stop and go
Oh,
sit
really?
down just to go see it. You know what I mean? At least
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
always order from them, so it'd be a cool
Yeah.
thing to be there and just go walk in and go see it. You know?
I bet it's just. I bet it would be unattractive. I think it would just be cases of boxes of cigars.
Yeah,
I don't think it would be like.
no.
I don't think it'd be as
No.
cool as what we think it would be.
Right.
I think it'd be a disappointment. Like, oh, this is a bummer. I thought I was going to be seeing
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans rolling shit. You know.
Yeah, man. Hey, but I want to see it though, man, so that I can say it. So you know what I mean. So somebody says, "Hey, man,
I like to go to the Dominican where they actually roll the cigars, and they've got, it's like a camp type situation, but it's like in the field and everything. So you see the process of everything, and then at the end of the day, they actually roll you a cigar and you smoke it. That would be tits. That would be tits.
up there in Reno, okay, there's a thing called Ruiz Cigar. That guy used to do that. He doesn't do it no more.
Oh, really?
Now
Oh,
what
that'd
he
be
does
cool.
is, like, if you're getting married, you know what I mean, you pay for him to come and he'll do your party. But you used to be able to walk. I used to go up in there. I would park my truck. I would go sit down there, man. Dude be rolling them right there, and he'd say, "What do you like? You know, what is
Oh,
your
man.
flavor preference?" And he would
There you
roll
go.
one for you right there, dude.
That's awesome.
That
Pick your binder, pick your wrap. That would be
yeah,
that would
dude
be
was-
that'd be tits.
yeah. He
that
don't
would
do
be
it no more
tits.
though.
Yeah, because that's, I mean, a lot of even like the Cuban cigars and stuff. Most cigars aren't Cuban anyway, but they're Cuban seed planted somewhere else. But they got all these Dominican hands and these old rollers, that these companies are bringing over, and they're still running, quality, good cigars.
Yeah.
And there's so many. It's like cigars are coming out of the woodwork. How many cigar manufacturers are out there now? It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy. Yeah.
I was
But
up there.
I've only had one bad one that literally got me sick. And I'm the guy who buy a box 100 of them or something, And
Okay.
man, it took me 99 cigars to figure out which one it was that was making me sick. Because I had one, I didn't touch it for a long time, and I had one left, and I smoked it, and I got sick, and I thought, motherfucker, there it is. It was that
Ooh.
piece of shit. Yeah, it just made you nauseous. I don't know what it was, but there was just something in it that every time I smoked it, I just got nauseous. Not sure what it was. If it was sprayed with something, or I don't know. But other than that, I've never had a bad cigar, and I can smoke some cheap ass fuckers. And I could be blindfolded and smoke a good one. And I'm going to tell you, I might have a hard time telling you which is which. It's just there's some good inexpensive cigars out there. It's crazy how good they've gotten.
Yes, that dude right
Yeah.
there that I was telling you about, man. I buy a cigar from him that's like $10. It'll blow away a lot of these
Yeah.
$20 sticks, man.
It's
I mean, and
crazy.
everybody that I give it to, everybody that I've passed it on to, they all tell me, dude, when you're back there, get me some more. Those sticks
Yeah.
are just, and they're dipped in that. I think it's is it cognac? Is that how you say it? Cognac?
Yeah, cognac.
Yeah,
They got
cognac,
rum dipped.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, everybody
I like
loves it.
cognac.
They got no
Yeah.
band on them, no nothing. So when you're
Yep.
sitting in you know what I mean? When everybody's smoking their sticks with their bands and you smoke that one and it puts out a little bit of smell, everybody's like, what is that? Where's that? What that? You know what I mean? It's just a no name, bro. But that
Yeah.
stick is
Yeah.
freaking dynamic.
Yep, that's it. And you'll find a lot of them that aren't going to break the bank, But everyone's in the Monte Cristos and Olivas, and they're just in, they're whatever the most expensive one is. Give me that one. As
Yeah.
long as it's got a Connecticut wrap, dude, I'm already sold.
Okay, so you like
Already
the
sold.
Connecticut. All
I
right.
like Connecticut. Yeah, the Maduro is just too much
Yeah.
extra smoke,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
it's just, and I inhale and everything, so I want it a little more easier on the lungs, but that
Well,
oil is intense.
it's funny that you say that because that dude over there, that's the only Connecticut that I like is his Connecticut. He rolls one.
Yeah, man.
And but man, that Connecticut, I'll smoke that one in the morning with breakfast. Ooh, that's a beautiful
Oh,
stick.
yeah, yeah. I even like sometimes you can find them at these TAs and Petros and Loves and stuff. They have the acids. Have you had one of those yet?
Yeah, oh yeah, the Cubas
Oh,
and
fuck
yeah,
yeah,
the
man.
blondies and oh
Delicious.
yeah.
Delicious. That's a
No,
good
those are
after dinner one.
exactly
Just
those are
that
snacks,
sweet
bro.
clove. Yeah, man. Shit, I love them. Can't smoke them every day, but once in a while, man, those are delicious. I mean,
Um,
it's a treat. It's a treat.
right,
Fucking good. Delicious. I might get one today yet. They're 10 something here, and I thought,
in this.
damn.
Oh shoot, you can't see. That's what I'm smoking. Let me see if you can see that. You see that? That's what I'm smoking right now. Maple Shadows. Smoking that in the tobacco pipe.
Okay.
That one's nice. That's
Oh, yeah.
got like maple. Man, it's real nice.
I used to do pipe
Yeah, man.
smoke,
But
but
yeah,
pipe is
nah,
just
man.
so
I've
dry.
come to that. What you were saying. Oh, what happened? Okay, there it goes. About running. Just
Yeah.
man, just getting out there and man.
Oh, just eating the miles. I mean,
Oh
you're going
man,
to have one day you deliver and then you pick up and then you run the rest of that day. The next day is all running. That's the best
yeah,
day.
it
That's the best
is.
day. Love it.
Man,
God, I
man.
just, I do. I mean, I can do this a long time, but bumping docks every day and then lining up your next load and the next load, the next load, bumping docks every day. Ugh, ugh. I, I just don't have it in me. In the beginning, that's all I knew. I mean, I came from Walmart Schneider account with Walmart. I mean, that's all I knew was bumping docks. And then when I came on the spot market, it was nothing but bumping docks. But then I got out. I had contractors for 2 or 3 years or something, and then I came back out, and I just changed the way I run. I just don't want to bump docks. It's just not my jam. I don't dig it anymore.
Yeah, nah, me neither, man.
Yeah, it's
I did.
literal work,
It
mental
is.
strain. Yeah,
It
it's
is.
mental strain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's everyone loves the idea when they come out here. Oh, I get the spot market. I get to book my own loads. It's you have to get in the habit of looking in the future until you know your lanes, because you have to know where to go, when to go, and even Florida is great, but only if it's a Monday delivery. You don't want to be in Florida for a Tuesday or Wednesday delivery like I am now, because it's gonna fuck up your whole week. Florida is a great place to be covering a weekend, getting that extra loot on the rate to be in Florida, get a 34 reset and still get a solid check out of the deal. But then you got to rip it off like a Band-Aid and get the fuck out and, get back in your grind. But people like the idea of booking their own freight, but it's a challenge sometimes in itself, especially being in Florida. Jacksonville's not bad because you're not too far from Georgia. So rate drastically changes from Georgia to South Carolina. So if you had a deadhead a couple 100 miles, your rate's going to pay you those deadhead miles.
Right.
It's a big difference. Yeah. But now we're getting close to Christmas. So now I've got to calculate when we're going to get home and what load we're going to put together to get back to the house. So a little more stressful than just, banging out dollars and just keep looking at those $1,000 runs and see which one pays the most. and what you're going to run after. But yeah, man, I enjoy this. I mean, we've been out about 3 weeks now, I think, maybe 3 weeks. I think we're on our third week, but last time we were out 4 or 5 or 6 weeks. I don't remember. I mean, time flies when you're out here. It flies.
Yes, it does.
And
Hell,
I'll be
this
glad when these
this
holidays are
year is
over. So,
already gone.
yeah, yeah. I'll be glad when Christmas is over. That way we can just boogie January, February, you know. And I found in my experience, I found I've made more money even January, but even more money in February than any other month of the year. I've made more money in February, you know, that will beat any other month of the year is going to be February. And a lot of people say January, February sucks, but I think that's mindset, or it's my mindset that it's going to suck. So maybe I work harder. I don't know, but I always come out better on February than any other month I have.
Yeah.
I think it's just, it is that mindset. Or people just say, fuck it, you know, January, February, winter's really kicking in February.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe shit slows down, or maybe just trucks go home. I don't know. But we'll see if that's true this year, you know, with the
It
economy.
could be
And
that.
yeah, it could.
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
Yeah. As long as we aren't broke down. And, you know, we got this truck back. We just had a lot of shit that needed to be addressed. And then with the other trailer getting damaged by the shipper, and then picking up this trailer just wasn't ready to be put on the road yet. And the expense we've had to do with that, and then with this truck, and we've just pretty much got everything, you know, panned out. There's a couple things on my list. I know I'm going to need kingpin soon, and I might have a bad wiring harness for the injectors. But other than that, I just can't see the next breakdown, you know, or the next thing that needs to be addressed. I think we pretty much nailed it with this. This oil leak and an air leak I had was the last that I knew that needed attention. So now we're just waiting, and hopefully we can wait a little while, a month or two, before another breakdown or another thing happens, and then we'll be pretty good. But again, we seem to be at the end of the month where it's always tight. You know, insurance, truck payment, all this shit comes out the first part of the month, and you got to have that before the end of the month. And there's many times I woke up with the beginning of the week and I'm floating fuel. You know, I'm going negative in my business account just to cover fuel. And then, you know, you get a couple loads under you, and then you start, you know, you get a little bit back, you know. But this here, I'll be honest with you, I will be floating fuel. This next fill up will be flipped, or will be floated, because we just spent the $700 on this compressor gasket. So it's tough being on cash. You know, it's I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that there's going to be some breakdowns that you just ain't going to cover, or you're going to have to drive while it's fucking bursting out, spraying a gallon of oil every day, and you're going to be spending that $30-$40 for a gallon of oil every day until you do get the cash to be able to fix it. You know, it's a tough gig to be out here with just cash, and that, you know, it's stressful enough. It's stressful enough and then have a breakdown or a blowout, you know, and you're not running with a spare. But if we have a blowout, man, what are we doing? We're going to be struggling. Now this load, I'm pushing this load in early because this particular receiver will sign you your paperwork once you drop the trailer off. So it's a 24 to 48 hour, I find out now, 24, 48 hour drop trailer. This was supposed to have been dropped Sunday, empty Monday morning. Well, the security guards tell me, well, they don't empty. There's no one here on Sunday. It's not going to start to get emptied until tomorrow at the earliest. And it's a 24, 48 hour drop trailer. So that starts Monday morning, not Sunday morning. So today's the second day, which looks like, you know, it's 2:21. It's not looking like I'm going to be getting the call saying that it's empty anytime today. So now I've got to wait till tomorrow. They don't get the email till 10:30 in the morning. So tomorrow's going to be pretty well fucked for me. But I push this paperwork in, even though I know I'm going to get some layover pay. But then they're telling me, oh, it's going to be 5 days, 5 business days before it goes through accounting in order to get an updated rate count. So now I'm pushing this in because this is $3,300. I'm pushing this in today to pay tomorrow, and then I'll wait to get that layover pay, and then I'll resubmit, and then more or less I have to wait. When you factor that way, then I have to wait for them to pay it. They'll invoice for that layover pay, but I won't get paid on it until it actually does pay.
How much they paying for layover?
$150 a day.
Okay, that's decent.
Not enough.
It's not enough, but it's better than, you know.
Yeah. And I expected it to be a 24-hour, so Monday, which was fine. But now it's, you know, Tuesday, looking into Wednesday. But that $300, you know, I'll wait to get that. When they pay, then the broker will pay me, or the factoring company will pay me. So I can't let the $3,300 wait for 5 days to get $300. That's ridiculous.
Right.
So we'll be flush again tomorrow, but today it's not looking great. Today's not looking great. But hey, if you don't start the truck, you don't see any engine lights, right? You don't need to spend money if you don't start it.
That's right. That's what I tell people, man. All I do is I open up the door and turn the key on, and I know what day I'm gonna have. It's either gonna be, you know, I'm either gonna make some money or I'm not. It's one or the other.
That's right.
But if I don't
your
go
air
out there and
tanks
do
are
it,
empty,
I won't know.
none the wiser. That's right. None the wiser. Tomorrow we'll worry about tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. But the holidays coming, and that'll be all right. Hopefully everything's thawed out, and then boogie on back out and get those miles.
That's it.
That's it.
Miles equals smiles.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, next year maybe start building up the carrier a little bit, bringing in some contractors and get some of that extracurricular loot. Because rebuilds on this is going to be inevitable, and I got another truck that needs a rebuild. So it's all money. You make it. There's somebody out there with their hand open.
So that's what. Yeah. So what is a rebuild costing nowadays?
Well, I got a quote for this one, which is a 14 ISX, but it didn't include injectors, which I'm going to need injectors. But new head. So he was saying this is worst case scenario. This is addressing the front leaks and then the rear leaks off the rear main seal, which is off the bell housing. And then I think oil pump and shit like that. I think he was right around 34 grand.
Damn.
Yeah. And that doesn't include injectors. So yeah. So, and then, I got a dealer that looking at my rebuild on the 680, and that was just the parts and a turbo. They're right at that 34,000 also. And then a new engine they could get for 50, and a new engine from Cummins for 50 grand. And then it's 60. So you have to come up with half. So you'd have to come up with 30 because it's technically 60 because 10 is in your core. So 10 grand's your engine. So it's an engine swap, and then they want your engine back. So then it'd be at 50K for a new engine. But that's a tough call too.
Man, especially
because
because you could buy a truck for 50 grand.
That's just it. That's just it. Now you don't know what you're getting. For that 50K.
Right.
But I paid 50 for that 680, 634,000 miles on it. Now engine hours were low because it was a team truck. So that I got probably a solid 2 years out of that truck before I needed to put any type of money in the engine or after treatment. It was really minimal money the first couple of years. So, I mean, if you attacked it aggressively, could you find that sweet spot in the truck? Like, this is when shit's getting upside down. This is when shit's getting expensive. And if you can stay, which again probably comes with experience, but if you can find that point where the profit starts, maxing out, and now it's going to start taking it. But if you could find that point to where, okay, this is when it's going to start costing too much money, we need to unload it, and just pick up another one, buy another one, and then run that up to that time frame. Megas are doing it that way, but they're doing it 400, 500,000 miles with
Right.
brand new trucks. We can't. We're not doing that. That's crazy talk. But
Right.
is it that 650? Is it the 750? Is it the 850? I mean, what's that? What's the hours mileage? What is it that where this thing starts turning sideways on you? Where now, like with my 680, I'm so deep into the 680, I can't just walk away from it. I've got too much new shit on it to walk away and then just buy another truck that I know nothing about, that I could potentially be putting the same kind of money into it.
Do you know why the engine failed? Do you know why? Did you figure out why?
Two sleeve slips. So the engine still runs. It just it drinks the coolant, and the coolant's going through the exhaust. Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm asking because that's what I went through. I just went through the same thing about 2 years ago, and what I found was my thermostat was stuck in the half open, half closed position. So as long as I was running on the flats and the straightaways, I was good. My temperature stayed down. But when I was loaded and I started doing inclines, climbing hills, hitting grades, my truck would start to overheat. And it didn't make sense to me only because of on the flats, I wasn't overheating. And at idle, I wasn't overheating. So what I kept asking everybody that I knew. I said, hey, why would this truck do that? I thought that something was going on with the air-to-air system, and that my pyro, how we used to have that pyro meter on our manifolds?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Okay,
I've never had a truck that old. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was thinking that maybe my turbo and my air-to-air was heating up my system when I was hitting the grades. And so it kept throwing me off. And what happened was I was coming back from Salt Lake City and I sprung a leak in my radiator. So I called my mechanic and I said, hey, man, I need a radiator. He was like, all right. So I grabbed the radiator over there in Las Vegas, Nevada, bring it down to California. And I get to the shop and the dude says, hey, man, he goes, you want to change your thermostat in your because they had the system all drained out. And I said, yeah, man, go ahead. Might as well do the water pump, change it out. Doing that PM, that preventive maintenance.
Sure. Absolutely.
That's where we found it. He said, hey, bro, he goes, your thermostat was busted. He goes, it was halfway open and halfway closed. And I said, damn. But that overheating, it took about a little bit less than 6 months. But yeah, it killed my engine, man. And that's why I'm asking, did you find out what happened? Because sometimes it's not just us. Like when you were saying, what is that sweet spot? What is that? Sometimes it's not us. It can be and it can't, because I wouldn't have seen that, right? I didn't know that. And with all my knowledge, as I'm running, I'm trying to figure out what it took place.
Trying to troubleshoot.
Right, because I had the truck at 600,000 miles. And it had low hours because it had an APU unit on it. But by the time that took place, I was already at 900,000 miles. So I had already put in 300-something thousand miles. But that truck would have hit 1 million miles because of the low hours. And this is why I'm asking, is trying to figure out what took place and what went wrong. And that's what I found with mine. Back then, 2 years ago, they were telling me 30 grand to rebuild that engine. I sold it for 27,000 with the blown. It was doing the same thing. Mine was pushing the coolant out. I sold it for 27 grand. Dude took it to Mexico and they fixed it. You know what I mean? And turned around and sold it. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to conversation so I don't interrupt.
But you see, that's where the problem where I had is I had a contractor in it, so I can't tell you how
Mhm.
was it overheating, and then was the temperatures off? I mean, and that's caused because some causes the sleeves to slip,
Yes.
and
Well, that's
well,
what.
the driver's, he's not giving two halves of shit. So I mean, he's
Right.
not looking
Right.
at his gauges
No.
because he
He's
says,
not.
"Well," I said, "What are the axles running at?" Well, I don't know. What do you? You don't.
Yeah.
There's a fucking gauge. What's the heat?
Yeah.
What's the heat running on that? Like he don't know nothing. So it's like, well, you got yourself a steering wheel holder, and it is what it is, and that's where it
Yeah,
got
most guys.
expensive for me.
Yeah, a lot of guys are steering wheel holders, no matter how many years they have, bro. I mean, I have the same problems.
Until it's theirs and it's their money, and then I pay attention to everything. I mean, I look at everything, and now I've got like an injector. Once in a while, I think it stops, and I actually called NARC, and NARC says it might be a wiring harness that's fucking up, and he says you only need half the wiring harness because you could get that. They'll try selling you the whole thing, but you only need this one part, and that might be able to fix it. But I've got an injector turning off because it's just like every once in a while you hear a bump, like a thud, like the engine's
Mhm.
cutting out,
Mm.
But I
I
get a number
replaced them
6
on the,
injector coming up as well,
I
time
replaced
to
it on
time.
the truck that I'm rebuilding. I replaced them, and that one had 2 harnesses,
Mm.
Yeah,
injector harnesses.
yeah. Sometimes they're like pinned together, but a lot of places don't want to unpin it or pin it back together, so they just want to buy the whole harness. But that's something that obviously I'm going to have to look into. I bought this. I don't know if you guys ever ran this. I've been running the fuel locks religiously for a few months now, but I got the Lucas injector cleaner. I was thinking, well, maybe if I run an injector cleaner in there, but if it is electrical, then this ain't gonna do shit. But I'm gonna. How do you guys feel about double dosing the shit with this? This will do 400 gallons. If I double dose it, is it going to do better or the same? Am I better off doing two refills with it, or just throw it all in one refill?
So here's the crazy about the dosage, right? It all depends
Yeah,
on how and where you get fuel, right? Because people's fuel
yeah.
are all different. Some have that winterized bull crap in there. A lot of it's just different. So I don't. My opinion, this ain't factual, but my opinion, it's not going to hurt it.
No,
If whatever it doesn't
no.
use, it'll just blow it out. But it'll definitely lube up the seals on the fuel injectors.
Are you talking about fuel cleaner?
No, it's talking about
What's huh?
the
Because
Lucas fuel injector.
this is more or less 2 tankfuls, 2 refills. If I
Oh
dump it
yeah,
all in
that's
there, I mean,
that's
is
injector
it going to
cleaner.
give it a little more potency? Yeah, is it going to be a little more potency to clean the injector a little more vigorously, or is it better off over time over 2 tankfuls to just consistently shove that injector cleaner through it?
Well,
Because to
the
me, it
way
don't
that
matter.
I
I'll dump
used
the
to
whole
do it,
fucking thing in one tank.
I'm gonna tell you the way I
Yeah,
used
go
to
ahead.
do it is I would put it in that fuel filter, fill that one up, run it through the system, and then add it to the tanks. That's how I used to do it when I used to run it. But everything
Okay.
nowadays, I hardly put anything in these systems anymore because of the fuel. The fuel has changed, with that ultra low sulfur diesel. But
Well, yeah,
that's
and
how I
that's what's
used to do
killing our injectors and
it.
everything
It
is
is.
because there's that
It is.
sulfur
Yeah.
is the lubricant. So
Yeah.
they're all still mechanical injectors, so they need that lubricant. Which and then the fuel ox is lubricant, and then it's a catalyst to get rid of the soot as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna double dose this bitch and see how she rolls.
It
Yeah.
won't hurt
I
it.
don't think that's gonna make it. Yeah, it ain't gonna hurt it. But
But how I
I
mix it
think I've
though
got a
is
wiring issue.
how I do it is I get the tank kind of low, then I put it in there at the fuel stop, and then I put fuel on
Yep,
top of it to help mix it up.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, buddy. Yep.
You have one
Yeah,
tank that
we'll do
pulls, and
that.
you have one tank that pulls, and you have one that returns.
Well, but they both level themselves out, right? So if I split it, I mean, it's
They
all,
have that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'll just split the gallon between the 2 tanks and fill her up.
Yeah.
Then run it like I stole it.
Yeah.
See if I can blow some bitches out there.
That's how they used to say, they can't see it in my house.
That's right. Yeah.
Done that stuff, man.
So Josh says Power Service came out with a new Go bottle cleaner.
Okay.
The who did?
Power Service.
Power
Yeah,
Service?
That's the one that
Power
I
Service,
used to run.
that's a Cummins recommended,
Yes.
ain't it? Power Service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That I have
Yeah.
not seen.
Yeah, that's the one I used to run. That Power Service.
Yeah. Because I know I was chasing these oil leaks with that Lucas stop leak. And I'm thinking, shit, I'm blowing seals, you know. But it wasn't that at all. It was just the compressor leak. And that's why I got the quote for the rebuild and shit. Because I'm thinking I'm blowing seals. And I know once you start replacing seals, you're getting it in so deep, you might as well just open the engine up and be done with it. Because you're getting the seals anyway with a rebuild. But now I'm not getting that oil leak anymore because of the, you know, we fixed the one leak. Now I'm still going to seep, you know, I'm going to seep a little bit in the front and the rear, but man, I was coming out with a puddle with it because I was idling for a while because the APU was down, and I was just coming with a puddle of oil.
Yeah, one good thing about it, when you try to do stuff for your truck, it's not going to hurt it. It's always going to try to make it better.
Well, that's why I don't mind spending money on the truck because it's just better.
I run it.
You know, the truck's
I run
better.
it. Yeah, I run it sometimes because I just want it cleaned up because the fuel these days, it sucks. Depending on where
It
you get
does.
fuel and everything.
And you know, Fuel Ox claim, you know, they cut the soot down by 40%. So it's not that expensive. It's like $110 a month. You know, you put 1 ounce in a tank every 160 gallons. So it's not expensive. It's not that big of a deal. And in my fuel economy, I'll see if it increases when I do my IFTA. But this truck is a steady 6.1, top 6.2 on the fuel economy.
What are you running? You running a Peterbilt?
Yeah, 386.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say that Kenworth T680 ain't getting that. That 680 gets better.
Well, the 680 was about. See, that one's got the 264 rear end, and the driver was running 72 everywhere he went, running 70 mile an hour. So I mean, that fuel economy was never going to get good.
I can't believe you're not getting at least in the 7s because shit, the hood will get 6 miles a gallon.
I will get 6. I mean, listen, I'll get 7, but that's, you know, like this last tank was 6.7, and then 6.5, 6.5, 7.4. I got an 8.3, a 5.4, a 6. I mean, you know, it's getting it from time to time. Sometimes I'll do 44. Now that 6.4 was 44,000 pounds, and now this load's only 20,000 pounds with 6.7, and I got 6.5 at 44,000, and then 6.7 with 20,000. But you know, 8.4. I mean, that's like, you know, fucking 4,000 or something in the box. So I mean, I'm always trying to get a light load. You know, because the truck's old. I mean, it's just
not old. God damn.
Well, I know it's not old, but it's
that old. What's old?
It's 800. Oh, we got 800 and something. Hell, I ain't even got no air.
These new guys, Green. These new guys.
What year is it that you say it's old? Because
it's 14.
14 ain't old, man.
Yeah. But, you know, 800 and something thousand on here. What the hell is it? 819. So, and it's not bad. I mean, the hours are like 20,000 hours, 20,500. So, I mean, still is tracking at 41 mile a gallon or 41 mile an hour. So, I mean, it's still good. But I just don't, I mean, I don't need to beat it up. So I don't. Like, I hear the difference between 70 mile an hour and 72. That the engine makes a different noise to it. So I like to keep it under 70. 72 is like it gets a different harmonic to it. It doesn't sound good. So I keep it under that 70. And most of the time I'm cruising around 70 or 62, to be honest with you. If I got time on the low, which most of the time I do, because we keep the door shut. So we just keep it at 62 and let her eat.
What the hell? SoCal, is that Red Hawk on the top right corner? If I'm wrong, just asking. No, that's Green Lantern, guys. That's Green Lantern. He's one of my old schools. Where Sam, how do you call it?
Looking for the AC. Is the AC on?
No,
Well, can you turn it on?
when I turned it on,
Yeah.
but you got you with the exclamation point on here.
Oh, you got an exclamation point again? Is it yellow?
Hey, Green.
Orange? Yeah. So
Let me know
Might have
when
leaked
you
out
get ready to pick
already.
up my cool little ice chest. Can't wait to check that thing out.
Oh shoot.
I just thought about it.
Yeah.
In comments, I see something about a cat. I was like, wait a
no,
minute.
when I came back here, I
In fact,
turned
let's
the
see.
AC on. So it triangled out.
And just so you know too, Green, I checked the YouTube studio thing. You're good on everything you're showing and doing, so you're good. Just so you know.
Okay.
Maybe it's triangling out because it's fucked up. Leaked out that Freon again.
Okay, hold on, man.
Oh, you're gonna show it to me. That's what's up.
Hold on.
When are you gonna shut down there, James?
I am shut down. I've been down for fucking since Sunday morning. Laying on a drop trailer situation.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. I think you told me about that.
Yeah, supposed to be Sunday and then empty Monday morning, but they said they ain't even gonna touch it till Monday, best case. So it's 24 to 48 hours from Monday, not Sunday. This is where the broker don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I said, well, can I just deliver it Monday then? I mean, if it's a drop trailer situation, who gives a shit? I mean, if they got 24 hours, 48 hours to unload, then I should have 24, 48 hours to drop. But,
yeah, hang on. I can blow this up. How do I do it right here? Hey, damn, that thing is big as hell.
I was telling you.
Hold it up real quick. Let me see the side of that. Oh, you're gonna bring the phone over there?
I can't even hold it up, man. Hold on.
I'm excited for that thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, damn it, but it don't matter. It says cat on it.
put it in your backyard. Put it on your fence. Oh, what is it? A cooler?
Yeah, it's a cat cooler.
Oh, hell yeah. Put it on your catwalk.
Open it up, driver. How much room is it?
Keep some cold beer in there.
Oh, is that a drain?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's real big. We got a drain on it. Yeah, that's nice. It looks brand new.
Yeah, no, it's got some scuffs on it, but look at that. Look at that top. You see?
Oh yeah.
You see what it says on it?
Yeah.
Got a gasket on there?
Yep, gasket.
Oh yeah. That's like a 7-day cooler or something.
I'm not even gonna use that. I just want because this cat on it, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just have it sitting in the garage.
Hollow it out and put some speakers in it, and a little lawnmower battery and a radio, and big bad balla boom. You got yourself a boom box for the beach.
Oh, it's too big even for that. It's a full size. You know what I mean? Like probably what 64 cord or something.
So when I go to the beach, I actually have a big, huge ice chest with and I bought. It's not a wagon, but it's something that carries the ice chest with big old huge wheels to roll in the sand.
Yeah,
I got something huge when I go to the beach. But no, that's an icon chest, man. It's a cat. You don't want to screw that up. You leave it all factory, and it's a collectible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna sit right next to my dad's bike that he don't ride.
Yeah,
Here you go.
that's really, you know what I mean? That's
Triangle
it.
again.
Yeah, put it up for.
I might even build a shelf in the
Yeah.
garage just for that thing. Just put it on the shelf, so you know when I open up the garage, like cat right there.
Got anything coming out this side?
It's coming out by the toilet.
So when do you say you got to roll out, driver? Tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna roll out tonight.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
You do night driving, dude?
Well, in California, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In California, that's the only way to get around is at night. You can't. You try to run in the
I
daytime.
suppose so.
Yeah,
you're
unless
just
you're
sitting in
paid by
traffic.
the hour. You know,
That's a lot of different states, though. That's Florida. That's downtown Dallas, Texas.
look, bro.
Yeah, but that's not.
I'm gonna tell
Dallas
you.
ain't that big.
Yeah, Dallas is pretty bad. Dallas is probably the second worst. Okay, I've driven through Chicago. I've driven through Florida. I've driven through all these different states, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd rather drive through them than California. I'll tell you that right now.
55 mile an hour while everyone else blows your doors off.
And just the
How does
traffic
that
and the
make
time that it
sense,
takes.
dude? Doesn't even make sense.
It makes no sense.
It's just stupid. I
a
just
lot
don't.
of it is, a lot of that shit is construction, like on the 40. Did they ever fix the 40 yet or not yet? In Arizona and New Mexico?
I mean, they work on it, but it's not as bad as it was.
Yeah,
The
we were on 40. It wasn't.
Not the 15. The 17. The 17 is done. 17 is nice.
Nice. And once all this construction's done, shit, it's good. Look at our 14 freeway,
Wow.
bro.
Dallas
They
is
shut it
nothing
down
but
every. They shut it down every night, bro.
I know. I got stuck in that last night.
Oh, did you? Which way did you come in?
Huh?
Which way did you come in? From
Triangle?
the 50 side?
From Mojave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit. You had probably had to go. Yeah, you had to go around then. I'm sure.
Just put it on the fan.
And what are they painting? Doing that?
Yeah. The center.
I'm gonna jump off. But hey, James, it was good talking to you, man.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump off here too. Getting too damn hot up here in the front seat.
I'm gonna go get me some lunch.
All right, man.
I appreciate you guys joining, man. Appreciate you, Green Lantern.
All right.
Later, brothers.
All right. Later.
Well, guys, shit, this live feed, damn, this live stream's been almost 3 hours. 3 hours, man. I hope you guys learned something. You know, different opinions, different situations. Hope that you guys learned something. That's what we try to do here. My next live stream. So this one was the curse of authority, but the next one's going to be on the positive side. The positive. I don't know how I'm gonna title it. Look at this. I don't know how I'm gonna title it. Look, it's right here. Look. That's funny. But yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here, man. And like I said, the next one's gonna be positive. I don't know what I'm gonna title it yet, but it's gonna be something about positive things about authority. And pretty much before the end of the year or before the beginning of the year, I want to just break everything down in detail the best I can. So you guys have some sort of knowledge. Just not my knowledge. I appreciate people hitting the panel. S125, Green, James, Quick, whoever else is on the panel. I appreciate that because I do want everybody else's opinions and things that happen to them, stuff like that, because you guys can all learn from all of us. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. What up, Wicked? So what's up? Atlanta has the worst traffic. Yeah. I mean, again, it's all opinionated, right? What up, FJ? Again, FJ, I appreciate when you get gifted the 5 memberships, man. Make sure you guys thank them and stuff, man. And that's what this channel's all about, man. It's trucking information. You guys want to learn how to save money, make money, questions about trucking and all sorts, man. That's what this channel is for. Till the next time, guys, which hopefully will be tomorrow morning. I hope. We'll see. Talk to you guys later. Hit the like button on the way out, guys.